Hey, how is everyone doing? I hope everyone's having a good evening. We're doing this on Thursday this week because I had plans for Friday, but plans got canceled. So whatever, we're gonna do Thursday. We'll see how it goes. I'm trying to figure out like the best day to do a stream. I'd rather do like Friday or Saturday, but we could do Thursday if that works as well. Oh yeah, there's like a goal thing here. Get to pick next stream topic. I don't know. Let's do a goal. What's right? I keep forgetting about this thing. Let's do that. What's the minimum that I can do? 5. Okay, cool. There. Start goal. Is that gonna work? There we go. Okay, hi guys. Okay. Thank you for resubscribing or re-membership. What does YouTube call it again? I'm so used to like Twitch and I always forget what YouTube calls it, but thank you for membership again. T-Bex. But hey, Joan, welcome. And Douglas, Vic, hello, Ken, Kristen as well, Kiwi, T-Bex, Toxic McSass, hey Cass, Batty Queen, hello, Joe, hello, g'day, hey Dust, you're alive, yes, oh my gosh, yeah, Dust, he's in Indiana, right, where there's like a big tornado and everything went through and like it's destroyed. They've been without power, there's like all these problems, so much. Hey Victoria. But yeah, send Dust your prayers that he can get stuff sorted sooner than later. And hello Kiwi as well. Oh, thank you, Cass. Oh, of course it's not going to count that towards the goal. Well, we'll count it. All right, because yeah, it does the $1.99 thing. But the minimum I can do is $2. So anyway, thank you, Cass, for that. But we'll count it towards the goal. Oh no, wait, I think it did count. Oh, cool. Okay, it doesn't do the 1 cent off. And as always, I have some fans running just because things heat up with the lights and the computer and stuff. If the fan is bothering you guys at all, just let me know and then I'll just like turn one of them off. All right. But yeah, everyone pray for Dust that there's no more freaking tornadoes, but damn, man. It's like the tornado alley has moved because like the, what is it? What's it called? The jet stream or whatever the frick it's called. It's like moved, like global warming. But hopefully he gets it sorted soon. His power is back on now, but all his food and everything is destroyed because, you know, no power. Hey Ouija Tales, and then he's got a bunch of area, like a bunch of stuff you got to clean up around the house and everything because he's got trees down. Like there's that garage door that all like bent in and stuff. Like it's crazy. Of course, there's like worse off places in Indiana, but we were on a call with Dust while he was driving through and trying to get home to check on everything. Anti-tornado fund, yeah. Thank you, Douglas, for the $5. Dreaded global warming. I know, right? That darn global warming. Okay. So today's video, essentially, I was like, okay, I did hear the witch talk stuff. There's probably going to be more stuff, to be honest. I'm not meaning to only cover witch talk, by the way. It's just more stuff keeps happening. Someone left a comment on my live from last week that apparently Alex Reed's tarot chick, she apparently made a video where she was going to get baptized. And the thing is, if she's been finding Christianity for 2 years, like she says, you would have thought she would have been baptized already. So she did a video where apparently she's going to be baptized and she's like eaten her last meal or something before baptism, and it's McDonald's, and it's a very awkward video. So we'll have to check that out. I haven't looked at it yet. Hey, Chronic Insomniac. Yeah, well, the thing is, like, I honestly do think at this point Alex is grifting. Like, it's weird. If you were in if you switched to Christianity for 2 years now, you would have been baptized by now. And apparently people just said like the video seemed really awkward because she was doing something weird with McDonald's and it wasn't working. And then she gave up and just ate the McDonald's on the video. I'm like, what? I have to go check that. Where's Roz Hernandez been? I miss her fun YouTube videos. Hopefully more soon. Yeah, I haven't really seen Roz do much YouTube videos. I think that they were on a tour or something like that, like a stand-up maybe, kind of show. So just got power back today, lost power on Tuesday. Yeah, it's rough. Wouldn't that be an early thing and last meal before baptism? What the fuck? I know. I'm like, what? Nah, bro, your pre-born again meal has to be tapas. Take it from me, I'm a reverend. Yeah, Vic is a reverend. Yeah. Anyway, it just sounded wild, so I was like, you know what? But it sounds like that's the only new thing that happened. So like, you know what? Let's just leave it for a couple weeks and let's just let some stuff build up because it sounds like this is just a grift and maybe we can just sort of look at her videos and laugh a little bit. Hey, Ken, my last supper was Mickey D's. I know, if I'm gonna have a last supper, like give me a steak or something. Like, what? So I figure between that video and probably people reacting to it and anything other weird crap like that, that she's gonna come out with, we'll give it a few weeks of a break with Witch Talk and we're gonna probably revisit it. But that being said, I was just kind of curious. I'm like, okay, is there any other like witch drama going on other platforms? And I like typed in YouTube like witch drama and I like Googled witch drama. And yes, there's witch drama over on Instagram. So there's different witches, not to do with Alex Reed's tarot, but it is to do with Gaia TV. And I do have a video I'm editing right now. It's almost done. It's on Gaia TV, then that should be out on Sunday. And yeah, there's a bunch of problematic things with Gaia TV, of course. Eats a fry, the body of Christ. Yeah, or like soup, dumplings. Yeah. Some people have no taste. Where's the Wagyu steak, right? I'm going to convert for the food. Yeah, I just thought it was so funny. I'm like, what? What is this? So we'll have to check it out. But so essentially I started looking into this drama going on Instagram. I will be honest, there's stuff to it I don't think I understand. There's some nuance and other things happening that I don't understand, but I did an initial like glance over everything, right? There's a fruit fly. Okay. I guess the overpriced economy has made restaurants desperate for customers. Now they have nude dining here in Hollywood, Florida. Really? Ooh, that's weird. Hey, all here for the tea and nice vibes. Hey, beauty and stuff. So essentially, I found this one woman's video on YouTube where she's commenting on it. So like when I found her video, she started talking about, I was like, okay, hold on. Let me go look up all these other people and like some other stuff. Right. And I started watching some of their videos and I was on the side of this, Kate Thomas, PhD witch. And I thought, oh no, she has a good, like, her story is like, it seems like she's the right one in this fight. But apparently she's not, because then I watched the other witch and she's not even addressing Kate, like at all. But then this woman on YouTube is saying like she's against Kate, right? However, the other woman, she's featuring herself on like Gaia TV, and Gaia TV is like super problematic. So I understand where Kate's coming from with certain things, but apparently, so I thought, you know what, let's review it together and I'll see what you guys think. Like who's right and who's wrong here, because definitely I can't tell. All right. So, thank you for the 2 jewels. Usernames hate you. Yes. Welcome back. Where are we at? Put a little peroxide diluted with water in your house plants in the soil. Yeah, you can do a little bit of, is it like bleach or something like that? Like I remember there's something weird with roses and like a chemical, you think, oh, well, that would kill it. But it's like if you super dilute it, right? Broccoli, cheese, and rice for tonight. Nice, Ken. Nice. That sounds good. Toxic mix sass. Thank you for sending in hiding, Jules. it doesn't kill plants. There, if you water down certain things, it actually like helps the plants. Like I believe it is bleach or something like that also is a thing. But yeah, and salts and stuff. But it's like you got to water it down a lot. Okay, so I figure let's start off with, how about we just like explore it how I originally was exploring the story, because I want to see what you guys think about it, because I think that there is more to this that I am not finding the details on, and I don't know who's right and who's wrong in this fight, and I'm just kind of curious. Like, not that we have to pick a side, but you know, I'm just like, okay, like somebody is acting weird here. Who is the one that's who's the problematic witch? So yeah, we'll take a look at this. Okay, let's flip over to here. Hold on. Window. Oh, is the chat even working? Yes. Okay, it's working. Okay, cool. All right, hold on. Let me put the green thing on my chair. It'll help with the. So I'm gonna put the thingy on. Like a freaking tent. All right. But yes, I hope all your guys' week has gone well as I get this thing on. My week has been up and down. You know, I started trying to date again, guys. It's a minefield, let me tell you. Freaking ridiculous. Men are ridiculous. Thank you, Moon Syndra, for the 30 joules of flour. Thank you. Bleach has nitrogen in it, so long as it's really well diluted. Plants love nitrogen. Yeah, I was told that it has to be like super diluted, but like it's really good for roses or something like that. Hey, Jules, welcome. Cousin Sabrina was a problematic witch. Yeah. I need to start cooking again. Yeah. I'm probably the one acting weird. Sorry. Joan? No, you're fine. No. Okay, so this is the woman here, and go follow her. She's kind of entertaining. Grumpy Old Crone. She's smaller channel, like around my size too. So definitely go check her out. She's kind of cute. She's cute little like little crone witch or whatever. Anyway, I liked her stuff. She's kind of fun. I was listening to her stuff, and she's cute. She's cute. Actually, here, let me put her link in the chat, just so you guys, you checked YouTube at the right time. Oh, nice. Yeah, we just started, so we're good. Okay, so I'm gonna skip through the intro here. Let me just skip through the intro here. Actually, no. Here, I'll play the beginning, then I'll skip through the intro. I'll play her little, like, beginning spiel, then I'll skip through the intro. Oh, right. I gotta check the volume. Right. Well, let's do this together.
And the witch has been suppressed and demonized for so long.
Oh, right. I'm wearing the problematic headphones. Oh, God. I keep forgetting about these. Hold on. We gotta do the other headphones. And then my other pair of earbuds, they like died, so like the left one doesn't charge anymore. Freaking annoying, man. I only have a bunch of these like earbuds because I couldn't find one that was comfortable. These two pairs are the most comfortable ones for me anyway. But I think they're starting to die. These ones, the battery doesn't last long. Okay, let's try this again.
And the path of the pagan and the witch has been suppressed and demonized for so long that I find it almost intolerable to see pagans.
How is that? It seemed a little bit loud to me, but let me know. Hold on.
And witches attempt this, and the path of the pagan and the witch has been suppressed and demonized for so long that I find it almost intolerable to see pagans and witches attempting to suppress and demonize each other.
How is the volume on that? Autocorrect, change it from Serena to Sabrina. But Sabrina is the witch, isn't she? Sabrina, teenage witch. Samantha is from Bewitched. Sounds good? Okay. And then there's well, I mean, if we're starting to explore the movies, it's a whole other, like different movies and stuff, that's a whole other ball game. Anyway, for KK's birthday, actually, we watched, actually, I don't know why I said that. We watched Practical Magic again. And there's a new Practical Magic coming out soon. So I'm like, okay, that was kind of cool that we watched that again. Because I kind of forgot what it was about. It's a good movie. Good movie. All right, volume's good. All right, so let's hear what she has to say about this Instagram witch drama, and then we're going to take a look at the Instagrams, and then kind of like, I don't know, let's talk about it and see, because I thought, you know what, I don't fully understand the I don't fully understand what the beef is, because I'm not following every little bit of it. So I'm like, you know what, maybe we'll just talk about that, like what we think that this is going on. So yeah, Cass was with us to watch the movie. Yeah. Grumpy old crone describes me as well. Yeah, I think she's kind of cute. She's like over 50 and just grumpy and just, you know, talking about witchy stuff. So she's cute. I like her.
So, existing whilst witchy. Okay, I've sat with this for a little while, 24 hours or so, and I'm not at all sure that I've got it right, but the more I write and then rewrite and then script and then erase, the more I feel that I am probably just overthinking everything and tiptoeing around, and yeah, I'm at real risk of vague booking here, and I hate that when other people do it. So I'll just come out and say that a couple of creators that I follow have had a wee bit.
Okay, I'm like the master of not realizing how bad the pauses are, and I do this sometimes during my recording, and I'm like, oh my god, their face looks so bad behind me right now. So I'm really bad at picking the worst pause pose, and I don't notice that I've done it to the person, and I do apologize when I do it to people. Are we going back to the witch equivalent of middle school drama club? Yes, exactly. That's what we're doing, Cass. Yeah, you love her vibes and accent. Yeah, she's cute. I like her. Oh my god, it said I peaked the mic. If I peak the mic, let me know. Hold on. Is it bad? Ooh, I just saw it like pop up. Okay, I'm just going to turn it down a wee tiny bit.
Bit of a clash online, although the phrase clash would insinuate that both sides were having a pop at each other, and that does not seem to have been the case at all. So if you follow much witch content on Instagram, you may have seen that Kate Thomas released, or Kate Thomas, I don't know how you pronounce it, released several very angry reels about that Glasgow witch, whose name, as far as I understand it, is Jo. The attack, and it was quite an attack, seems to have been prompted by Jo's appearance on Gaia TV streaming platform.
Okay, so here's where I was like, okay, I stopped it here, paused her, because she's going to give her opinion, and I wanted to like watch what was going on without the opinion. Okay, so now we're going to take a look. Okay, so this is the Kate Thomas, who's the one that's angry. All right. Kate Thomas, PhD. She's Dr. Kate. I don't know what her PhD is. Philosophy. My mom has a philosophy degree. Woo-woos, you know. All right. So there's a lot of reels that she done. I believe that I found the starting off one, which is this one. So I think that that's... I think that this is the one that started it, but yeah, it's right here. But I found someone's earlier where she was kind of complaining about the same thing. It's this witch here, that Glasgow witch, witch. She appeared on Gaia TV, and Kate Thomas is not happy about this, right? So that's where this all kind of started. But there's some things that Kate Thomas talks about that I'm kind of like, you know what? Yeah, I've been looking into Gaia TV, and it's problematic. So like, I understand some of the things she's saying. I'm like, I agree. But does everyone who works in the spiritual world care how ethical a streaming service is? Like, the spiritual industry, you're kind of in a land of grifters anyway, you know? So yeah, Gaia TV. Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing. It's kind of like, okay, we like I know Gaia TV is a problem. Most of us probably can figure that out. Most of us here, but if this witch here, that Glasgow witch, if she like does psychic readings or mediumship or like whatever, she's already a grifter. So does it really matter? But then does it really matter that she cares? Because she's also a witch doing the same stuff. You know, like I guess there's ways to like ethically do this business, but in general, this business is kind of unethical in a way. So, oh yeah, no, I know you're being sarcastic, Jules. Yeah. So I'm kind of like, I don't know. It's a bit of a tough one because I always kind of like look at sometimes where I'm like, okay, if you're in the mud, don't pretend you're not in the mud. You know what I mean? Like if you're down there touching the poo, don't pretend that you're not. You can't sit on your high horse and pretend to be above everyone else when you are doing the same thing, kind of deal, right? And some people are saying that Kate is just jealous because she didn't get on Gaia TV. But Kate's arguments against Gaia TV, some of them are pretty valid. So I honestly don't think she would go on it if she was invited. But I don't know her that well. I mean, I'm just kind of basing off this, but I mean, I wouldn't go on Gaia. So, but there are ethical witches, like, you know, and I do the witchcraft stuff. And there are psychics who truly believe that they're psychic and they're acting ethical. Now there's ones that truly believe that they're psychic and they don't practice ethically, and that's a whole other ball game there. But so I'm kind of like, I don't know, like aren't we kind of in this industry anyways? It's kind of like iffy, but anyway. All right, so let's start off. Let's take a look at this reel to start, and then we'll kind of go through them because they're random all throughout here. So see, there's the show that she was on, I believe. So here, let's start with this, and then we'll kind of go from there. People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, especially not if there's been a local glass shortage. Yeah, it's kind of like, that's what it is. It's kind of like, but I guess if you truly think that everything in your practice is fully ethical, if you feel like you're being fully ethical, then I guess you could sit on a high horse. But I think the high horse would only exist for people in that industry, because people outside of the industry are looking at you and going, aren't you a grifter too? Like, you know, it's a weird like whatever diatribe. I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of. Okay, let's start with this first. Oh, right. I have to turn the stupid volume up.
I don't follow them anymore. On my feed, other witches, people that aren't on Witch Talk, that self-describe as being on Witch Talk, doing fucking videos, interviews, having their own segments on Gaia. The white supremacist, spiritual, alternative channel. I'm sorry if I feel furious disgust, but that's exactly how I feel. You don't have to be committed to decolonization to think for one moment, maybe I should check out this channel that's offering me money to promote it and to promote myself through it. You could just spend one moment to have a look at who they platform. Who else are you next to? Because I can tell you, they contacted me a couple of months ago, tried to kiss my ass and tell me how important my content was and how impressive.
I watched this, and for some reason I did not remember her saying that they did contact her. Okay, so they did contact her. All right. So it's not just jealousy. And she is right. I've been looking into Gaia TV. It's not good. And a lot of their stuff, they push a lot of the star seeds and a lot of like master race alien crap, which is all white supremacy. And some of their guests are not good. So like, she is right about the ethical standards of Gaia. It's not a good place to be, right? So this is where I agree with her, you know, as much a witch talk British. Well, this is Instagram witches. So we're outside of witch talk now. Now we're on Instagram witches, which are more like, I think most of the people that like stick only on Instagram are a bit older, right? Whereas the witch talk, they're younger people. So yeah. Hey, KK. Yeah, Gaia TV is really bad. And that's saying, like, that's where I'm like, okay, I agree with you, Kate. Yeah, Gaia TV is bad. It's bad news, you know? Gaia TV is basically QAnon TV for spirituality. Yes, exactly. That's pretty much what it is. Yes.
Impressive my followers were, and all of the things that I already know. Don't need affirmation from a fucking white supremacist organization to do that. And guess what? They wanted to pay me money. They wanted to interview me. They wanted to know if I was interested in teaching on their platform. And I told them immediately, no. As far as I could tell, they were built by white supremacists. The content that they create is the most absolute bullshit, white supremacist fucking horror. It is the yoga to fucking Nazi pipeline, and these guys are an integral part of it. And some of you are taking their money to promote your shit on it. And I'm sorry, but I think that's fucking disgusting. And by the way, the excuse that you didn't realize it was a white supremacist organization does not fucking hold. If you are going to be promoting something on your page, don't you think you should do a bit of research? I mean, like literally the most basic research ever. Seriously, just look at the content they already create. There is, for a start, everyone on that.
Now, I will say, like, I don't know this Glasgow witch, how much of a believer she is in conspiracy theories, because when you try to explain to people that are super into conspiracy theories that this is all white supremacy, they don't want to believe it. So I do agree with her. And if you look into it, yes, she's right. But if you are one of those conspiracy theory people that don't want to believe that your conspiracy theory is racist, it's hard to convince people about that. So like that's the only thing. Kate is right here. She is definitely right here. But does Glasgow witch, is she a full-on conspiracy theorist? Because if she is, she's not going to see the problems with this platform here with Gaia. Yeah, Kiwi, no worries. Yeah, if you got to go. Yeah, another Dafty is legit criticism. It is legit. That's the thing. That's where I'm like, it is legit criticism. But then a lot of people are saying that Kate is the aggressor here in this fight. And it's like, okay, is she wrong in going after the Glasgow witch over this, calling her out over this, you know, or should she be just calling out Gaia TV more than calling out the witch? I don't know, but we'll look at some more, and then that's where I want to get you guys' thoughts on it.
Platform is white. Everyone. Not ringing any bells. No concern there. Secondly, look at the content. Like, what is the story? What are they telling you? Shit, man, it's all like the most basic, obvious tropes of this white supremacist narrative. Honestly, I mean, I don't want to hear it from anyone. I don't want to hear. I might just turn comments off on this one because I don't give a shit about what any of you are going to try and defend yourselves or other people that follow. You should not be following people that are creating content for Gaia. I woke up to...
Okay, so that's kind of like her first video where she kind of is going after Glasgow Witch, but I seen some other ones earlier too. So I'm like, okay, we're going to start off with that. This is the Gaia TV kind of comment, and then we'll, okay, so then we'll look at some of her other videos. Because here's the thing, right? So she posted this. The Glasgow Witch has not addressed it at all. She's just continuing making her content. She hasn't said anything about Gaia TV or anything like that. Like there's been nothing. It's just her normal like content, right? So that's where I'm like, like she is definitely ignoring this. I don't know. So, because I was looking through a bunch of them and I didn't see her at all addressing this. She seems to just be ignoring, which is a PR strategy, by the way. And it does work. If you ignore and don't react, it works the majority of the time, right? No one's whiter than some of those star seeds. Yeah, exactly. Wasn't Gaia TV built by the Ascended Master folks? I mean, it was created by this guy. He's Czech. He has two different stories that I don't know. There's a couple different stories about his background. Well, there's one that goes around everywhere. And then I found like another one that actually seems to be accurate. Whereas the other ones seem to be like a rags to riches story. He's not a rags to riches person. That being said, he like was a Russian Olympian. Russia can have some of the supremacy stuff in there, like a lot too. So maybe I would say yes. Also, when I looked at the Gaia TV thing too, they acquired all these different defunct businesses that were going out of business due to bankruptcy, and they gathered them up and acquired them all. And in doing that acquisition, they actually ended up teaming up with, well, let me check my notes. They ended up teaming up with GE, Universal Studios, and NBC. So then you start getting into the territory of like people saying, okay, well, now there's like Zionists involved, and then there's white supremacy too. So it's like now you have a double whammy going on, right? So I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. Of like, it's just an interesting topic because it's like there is legit criticism here, but in the woo-woo world, a lot of people are fully on board with conspiracy theories, so they don't see the problem, you know? All right, so we'll see if we can find some of these other reels too, because she goes into some more detail on stuff as well.
You might not be surprised to hear that the people that I saw on doing their Gaia fucking bullshit this morning on my feed is the same person that has for a long time now claimed that they love my content, are recommending me to other people, and at the same time has been sitting quietly watching everything that I do and copycatting every single fucking thing. Okay, girl, like, can you not come up with your own ideas? No, you can't. And I never said anything, never did anything, but I absolutely was watching. And there's a whole bunch of these fuckers on the internet, right? Like, that's what it is to be somebody that creates content on the internet.
Yeah, so she keeps talking about Glasgow Witch copying her stuff, and not making up her own content, copying Kate to, I guess, resell or whatever. But so when I was like looking at their content though, I'm like, I don't know. There's like a difference between these two, which then we'll look at their content that's not about this. I don't feel like she's copying her. If she showed some examples, that would be great, because I'm not really seeing it. The Glasgow Witch presents more like she feels more scripted and more like a character, or like she has a mask on, you know what I mean? A very professional kind of thing. Whereas Kate, she's just, I mean, she swears like a sailor. She's very real, right? So I'm like, I don't know. I feel like they are two different kind of presenters, I guess. And you're using stuff from like pagan times. You're following existing lore and myth. So are they really copying you? Because aren't you just doing what our ancestors did? You know? Yeah, there's nothing new. Like, you're following old world, like, pagan practices. This is not new, you know? So I just wasn't really getting the copycat thing. And the copycat thing, some people seem to be more hung up on, and kind of, you know, criticizing Kate that she's just jealous or something because she keeps accusing the other woman of copycat stuff, and they're ignoring the Gaia TV issues with Gaia TV, and they're just kind of like holding on to the copycat thing, right? So, which I wasn't really noticing that there's a copycat aspect. So it'd be great if she showed some examples, because I just don't see it.
Especially if you're good at it and you're successful and you have charisma, is that people that are none of those things are going to steal from you. I genuinely accept it as part of the deal. However, this particular person, I was just waiting for them to show their ass. Because whenever you try and present an image of yourself as very, very liberal, white, don't want to upset anybody, don't want to make any political statements, that is a harbour of fascism, straight up. And here you are, showing your ass. Also, this person is known for being soft-spoken and gentle and so likeable and so pleasant. And obviously I'm not. If it were a popularity contest, I would not win. Thank God. You might not be surprised to hear that one of the people that I saw on doing their Gaia fucking bullshit.
Okay, so, and that's what I was saying. There actually is like quite a difference between them. So I guess if the Glasgow Witch is trying to present as like neutral and doesn't want to take a stand politically, but then goes on a streaming network that is white supremacist, then that's kind of weird, right? Like, I get that. That's fair criticism. So this supremacy is not all that shocking. Yeah. unless they're literally ripping your script. Yeah, like I don't think that she should be bringing up the copycat thing because I just don't see it. But I think she has a fair point on if Glasgow Witch has never taken a stand on any sort of politics and then decides to go on Gaia TV, it does kind of cheapen if she's been trying to pretend she's liberal. It kind of cheapens that, right? Pentagram on her palm werewolf, yeah. I see this in the crafting world too. Sometimes people do steal patterns, but sometimes it's just two clothing items that look similar. Yeah. The card said I should accept the leg up from QAnon spirituality streaming service. Yeah. I think that's very fair criticism. That's the thing. Like, I think that her criticism here is really fair. I think that some people are getting hung up on the copycat thing, and that maybe she should probably stop saying it or show examples, because I just don't see it. They seem like two very different people. So let's see if we can find the next one.
So I just watched the full interview that I was bitching about seeing. I was so angry to start with that this person was using that platform that I couldn't actually bring myself to watch the whole thing. And in the end I did. Just one part, mind you, of a whole collection of content they've created for Gaia. This particular piece is so fucked up and so dangerous, and it's like a fucking masterclass, and I'm using that term intentionally, on how to remove the teeth from witchcraft entirely so that you don't actually have to criticize fascism. You don't actually have to take any action. You don't have to do anything differently, because you just need to know that, every time that we go through difficult things, it means that, the seed is cracking open and change is happening. Sorry, but I don't want to be anywhere near the fucking side of white women who are telling other people, specifically oppressed peoples, they don't need to do anything because the stress and the upset that they feel inside about the fucking violent oppression that's going on is fine because, something better's coming. Go fuck yourself. Makes me so disgusted. The thing is, people are asking me, to name this person, but, for a start, I don't want to give them any more fucking followers, content, engagement, whatever. I really don't. And secondly, I don't want to get involved in any sort of beef. Obviously, this seems like it's beef, but it's not. This person is a stakeholder for every single white woman that considers themselves a witch and doesn't engage actively, publicly, explicitly in dismantling fascism. It's all of those people. And this is just one manifestation of that rotten, fucking sick disease. Okay, I think I'm done. I'm probably not, but if you're in my close friends, I've reposted the thing in my close friends thing. I'm not going to post it publicly because I could do without the fucking stress of it all, to be perfectly honest. But if you're in my close friends group, it's on my stories. So I just watched the.
Okay, so the thing is, I would really like to go watch this whole interview, but I'm not sure where to find it. I haven't been able to find the whole thing. So maybe we can do a little bit of digging as well on that. Actually, here, let's do this, because it's the Glasgow Witch, because I'm not sure what the show is called. That Glasgow Witch Gaia. And do I need a subscription to watch it? You know what I mean? Because there is 1 minute clips around, but not the whole thing. I think I'd need a subscription for that. Okay. This is 1 minute. All right. Reclaim the Path of the Hedge Witch, 45 minutes. Does she do more than one episode? So, I don't know. I think it's just one episode, but it's only a minute. So that's why I'm just I don't know. I'd like to watch the whole thing so I could get an idea of what you're criticizing here, Okay, so June 12th, June 11th. Are these all separate clips? I think these are all separate clips. I'd have to go watch 45 clips. Oh, God. Let's take a look.
But I have clear audience, so I
okay,
have
so
to.
this is a short. Let's see. Glasgow. If I could spell. Glasgow. So there's like 2 shorts. It's not really a whole lot to go off of. All right. Let me check the chat. I think, okay, she's not wrong. Lots of white women continue to tell minorities what to get angry about or accept. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, the arguments that she's making, like, she's not wrong. These are fair arguments. But some people don't think they are. So I'm like,
But I have clairaudience, so I often hear things, whether it be repeating phrases or stories or just sounds in my ear, and it's different to normal hearing. So yeah. So it's
Do they ever sing to you?
all the time. I wake up with song in the morning.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, how lucky you
know.
are. So what is that? You wake up and so if you could try to describe to it how you greet the day as a lovely witch who's tapped in.
So in Scottish culture, we greet the day as the sun goes down on the night before. So our day begins, a Sunday would begin on a Saturday
Sunset.
night. Yeah, so it's the evening of, is the next day. So I do try to welcome the day in before I go to sleep. So I'm
okay, I mean, she's talking about clairaudience, which is like mediumship stuff. So like, if she's doing mediumship work, then she's,
One of the things-
she's like grifting anyway, right? So does it really matter if she's like, I don't think she cares if she's on Gaia TV. Yeah.
I love about witchcraft and witchcraft practices through history is that we've seen a rise in the practice when we are either facing or have come through times of huge upheaval. And I don't think that this particular time in our lives is any different. So while we know that there's things happening in the world right now that causes us pain to watch, to be a part of, to know that it's happening in our names at times, know that from the back of that there will be a rise in consciousness, and try to let the fear of everything that's going on around us, turn the volume on that down, use it as purpose, and step forward into something joyful. Take your own agency. In times of real stress and struggle are the times that our lives start to grow. If you ask a seed at the time of germination what it feels like to crack, it will not be nice, but in order for a seed to germinate, it must. So lean into the discomfort and know that something better is growing from that.
Okay. But see, if this is the clip that she's talking about, though, I didn't find that dismissive. What she was saying was actually valid. Like, she was saying lean into the discomfort. Like, she was saying, like, actually do something about it, not just sit back and ignore it. So I'm a little bit confused on that. Thank you, Douglas, for the $5. That thing about the day starting on the eve before is a bit suspect. Remind me to tell you why later. Okay, Cass. There will be a rise in consciousness. Man, they are a broken record. Been hearing that since 2000. I mean, the rise in consciousness, yeah. But, like, I also get what she's saying in the sense of, like, after we all face, like, whenever humans are faced with, like, bad stuff that happens, we come out on the other side a bit more self-aware. Like, think about, like, after World War II and after the Nazis were defeated, right? But we also kind of come out broken too. So, like, I understand part of it, but I don't really find that what she said was that super negative. So, I'm not sure what thing that she's on about. I would like to watch the whole thing. Let's see what this one also says. Yes, as well, Douglas said, if you're enjoying the live, don't forget to smash the like button. Yes. The Great Awakening is QAnon shit, isn't it? Well, the thing is, that's actually based on the rapture. So, like, the QAnon Great Awakening thing, all that they did is took the rapture and applied it to QAnon. Like, it's literally the rapture. So, like, this comes from evangelical Christian, like, beliefs, right? It's very American. The rapture isn't like a thing that the rapture kind of showed up when America sort of started. It wasn't a thing originally in the Bible that was talked about a bunch of stuff. That's a whole other separate subject, but but yeah, there's always an end of the world coming, or something gonna happen. Even the singularity, that's another one, that a lot of people are looking for. Yeah, it's always something.
So as a very young child, I can remember having conversations with my parents about friends who I would speak to who they couldn't see. I remember once asking my dad what all the little lights were that were moving around in front of my eyes, and he didn't know what to tell me. He said, I can't see anything. I said, no, they're here. They're all over. And I can remember having that conversation. But, I grew up in Scotland, and we grew up with superstition. And
did your family have those classical kind of superstitions that are passed down through the generations?
Yeah, so there was little things that my mum would do on Hogmanay, which is our New Year celebrations. She would put silver into her hands, open the windows of their home to let in good energy and let out the bad energy. So bring in the new and let out the old. And it wasn't until later on, and I became a teenager, that I read about old Scottish folk traditions of a practice called seining, which is a blessing, purification, cleansing ritual. And my mum was doing that without naming it.
Okay, and again with that, like, my issue is that it sounds like she's doing mediumship work, so she's already a grifter. You know what I mean? It was started by Darby, who's British, but got picked up by American. Yeah, American evangelicals, they are the ones that made the rapture super popular, and then the rest of the world kind of picked it up from there. Yeah, it wasn't a thing before that. Yeah. I have the little lights in my eyes. It's an eye thing. Oh, yeah, no, I see stuff all the time. Actually, there's a video about that. I have to find his channel. He recently, it's this guy that kind of applies science, but he also applies like some spirituality, like science to some spirituality stuff once in a while, but he's an interesting channel. And he talked about like the snow and stuff. And usually people that have this kind of sight also have more migraines, which I do. So anyway, it was kind of interesting. Yeah. I know because I was in a cult that had links to the Brethren, which was started by Darby, and the group really looked up to Darby's beliefs about the rapture. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad that you escaped the cult. Yeah. But many who believe in rapture now don't know anything about Darby. No, a lot of people that believe in rapture now, too, also believe that has been in the Bible. Like, they believe that the rapture and talk about the rapture was always there. And it's like, no, that's actually a very new thing when you look at the entire, history of humanity and Christianity. The rapture is a very new concept, Maybe she believes that doing anything like going on a supremacist streaming service with good intentions is automatically good. This is what I'm saying is like, she might just believe that she's trying to teach people and therefore she's doing ethically and therefore it's good. Or she might believe, or she might just be a grifter and don't care. I'm going with that option, to be honest. Yeah, rapture isn't in the scripture. I believe it's like I have to look it up again. It's something, the Darby guy, but he took something and like, not translated, but like analyze it to fit this idea of a rapture. I know I was looking into this during the QAnon thing, and it's just like out of my brain now, because it's the same thing with the QAnon. It's just based on the rapture. Yeah. So I'll take a look at some of Aurora videos. She does show a clip of one of the interviews that she's talking about, but it's very short, but we'll see if we can find it.
Yeah, I also want to make the point that the reason that this is so upsetting for me is that this person has copied me in every single way, including my literal signature style and jewellery that I've had this ring for 25 years, bitch, okay? Like, I'm known for it. Sure, copy me. What the fuck is...
Okay, so does she like sell this jewelry? Because I mean, they make multiple things of jewelry. Like you can buy, everyone can have the same ring. So I don't know, like, does she sell the jewelry? Does she make her own jewelry is what I'm just wondering, right? Gift certificates. She just has like online classes and workshops. So like, I don't, unless she's making the jewelry herself, I'm just not really on board for this argument about the copying thing. I think the copying thing is where a lot of people are getting hung up, and I just am not seeing it, but I don't follow these two. Like, I just found out and learned about them. So like, I might be wrong, but as an outsider just coming in now, I'm not seeing it. I don't understand the copying thing. I remember the QAA podcast covering the emergence of Gaia TV. Now to come think of it. Yeah, I'm actually doing the video on Gaia, and I was reading over Reddit posts on my video, and it says to check out the QAA podcast as well. And in my video, I'm just kind of doing like a light research thing on it. And I did mention my video to come check out this live stream because it's kind of related. And I didn't go into detail on the supremacy stuff in that video. I figured we're going to talk about it here. But what I did spend a lot of time in my video is looking at the supplements that they're selling, because I do want to explore supplements more, and a lot of that video is dry because we're doing like research and stuff, so I got to try to like edit it up to be a little bit more ADHD, keep people's attention, but we'll see what I can come up with. All right, let's see what else she says here.
Pathetic, but she also takes my business, takes my products, tries to replicate them, creates her own shitty version of them, and then uses all of this privilege and power that she's got in large part by replicating what I do, and uses it for ill. All on this surface level of being this white liberal. I mean, it's really, really fucked up, and it's got me fucked up. Yeah, I also want to make...
Okay, what's this here? Hold on. I genuinely am interested. Do you ever get someone disagreeing with you? And if so, do you delete those messages? They're all on my stories. People delete them themselves because they are cowards. Okay, so I guess this person was like hearing something. Like, people are talking about this situation. Even though Glasgow Witch is not responding to her, other people are criticizing Kate. But like, honestly, I kind of like Kate's vibe a little bit more. Like, this is more like, I enjoy this vibe versus this polished, almost trad wife witch kind of thing that she's got going on here. It seems like too polished. Like, it seems like too performative, right? Here, let's just like watch a video and then you guys can see what I mean. Is this picture? Okay, these are just pictures. All right, here. We'll see if I can find a video.
Important. There are scam accounts on this app using my name, my image, and my words to message people directly. I burn things quite a lot in my practice. And when I do it, lots of you reasonably ask, how are you doing that without burning yourself? So let me show you. First thing is, before I light anything, I always have somewhere to ditch it. A fireproof plate, a tin, a bowl, something.
This is dumb. How are you not burning yourself as a witch? If you're a witch and you're burning yourself, you've got a problem. What? This is dumb. She just ran out of ideas. This is what this is giving. Kellyanne Maddox was talking about this. Oh, really? Where was she talking about it? I would like to see what Kelly says. It seems like you're wearing the same ring as me should not be in the same criticism as the Gaia TV. Yeah, like that's the problem. I feel like her message is getting muddied because she's too busy trying to talk about her being copycat when she should just talk about Gaia TV, because that is actually the problematic issue here, right? A thought leader who operated around the valley farming community where I grew up went on Gaia, ancient alien pseudo-archaeology related ideas. Yeah. It's not a good network to be on. No. Yeah, Jules, my sister believes only 144,000 go to heaven. Oh, is that Jehovah the Witness? Also, hello, Savannah. Yes. Is he trying to allude to some kind of magical power that she has where she doesn't burn herself? Yeah, this is dumb. I'll find another video. James, if you know where Kelly talked about it, I would like to see Kelly's thoughts on this because I didn't see
In the run
it.
up to eclipse season, you might find yourself feeling a little bit more energetically drained than usual, scattered, overstimulated, or just not quite inside yourself. When that happens to me, I always come back to a simple practice of centre, ground, and shield. I like to think of this less as a big spiritual performance and more like energetic hygiene. In the same way we brush our teeth every day, this is something that we can practice often so that when life gets noisy or the lights go out, we know how to come back to ourselves. And I don't always do it in the same way. Sometimes I can visualise really well, and other times the noise inside my head is too loud. So I work with 3 options: visualise, vocalise, or physically act. In the run up to eclipse season, you might find yourself feeling a little bit.
See how like it's very scripted? You know what I mean? Like it looks like too like trad wife, clean aesthetic witch, but she's calling herself a hedge witch. This is not giving hedge witch vibes to me. This is giving Christian witch vibes to me. I'm not feeling hedge witch vibes here. Note to self, don't sell duplicate rings. It's going to be rough. Yeah. I don't really like her vibe, to be honest.
I'm out in the wild today, but I just wanted to let you know that we're holding our first ever book club inside the Glasgow Witch app in the FAL community, and the winners of our book club vote were Claire Mitchell and Zoe Venditozzi's book, How to Kill a Witch, A Guide for the Patriarchy. I am so excited to read this again with you all. If you haven't read it yet, please go and buy that book. It is an absolute masterpiece in explaining how the patriarchal society have silenced women over decades.
Okay, so like, I mean, this is a political opinion too. Like it could be considered politics. So I don't think she's avoiding politics, but she was saying that she's a performative liberal. So I guess I'd have to watch more of her content because she might be a performative liberal. Yeah. Hedge witch, I think of Dana Newkirk. Hedge witch should be like her hair should be all messy and there should be branches all over her house. Like that's what I think of with hedge witch. I think we just thought it was a spiritual number, but I know some people like, yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses, they do believe that only a certain number are getting raptured. Yeah. Crunchy granola witchcraft. Yeah. Harriet Potter. Yeah. This grifter isn't a witch. She's a con artist with evil energy. Like she seems fake. Like I just get fake vibes from her. Like I'm not feeling it. You know what I mean?
There is a total solar eclipse in Leo on the 12th of August, which gives us a little time to prepare. And by prepare, I mean prepare to do very little.
I don't know. This is giving like Martha Stewart witch. This is just not my vibe. Honestly, not my vibe. Just not feeling it. So like, this is where I'm like, I watched her stuff. I watched a few of these and then I'm looking through hers and I looked at her other videos that aren't about this topic. Like this woman, I like this. This is more what I connect with, but I don't see them the same. Oh yeah. Where'd she say the ring was on her finger? Oh yeah. Hold on. Right. We got to look at this ring, right? She's wearing rings here. Hold on. That's going to be copyright music. Okay.
I'd like to share with you
I hate that on desktop you can't. There's no
a
like
little
bar.
slither of my Glasgow from the pit.
Oh, she is wearing the same ring. Interesting. Hold on.
The point of the reason that this is so upsetting for me is that this person has copied me in every single way.
She is wearing the same ring. Weird. But I wouldn't say she's copied you in every single way. You are very much a different personality. Like you look more like a hedge witch. than this. This is like Martha Stewart witch. Martha Stewart witch, yeah. Is she mad that he stole her, or is she mad that she stole her idea of lazy content? Maybe because it's like she puts a couple ingredients in her sardine tin and acts like she's doing a spell work. Yeah, the spell, like, this seems a little bit, I don't know, something. This seems like really performative. But this woman seems to actually be doing stuff. But there's fair criticism about her app and stuff that she's selling, which we will look at as well. But this woman gives me more witch vibes than this one. This one's too clean. Clean aesthetic. It's weird. I don't know.
Anyway, if you're still here after my morning of just deep disappointment and fury and disgust, just a reminder that you don't have to work with or get content from or learn from oppressive, fucking colonial, parasitic cunts. You can learn from me. In all seriousness, if you are actively engaged in and want to become engaged in magic and witchcraft as political action, because of course that's what it fucking is, right? And we all have to be politically engaged right now. We've got no choice. We've got no choice. If you're just realizing that, welcome. We've been here a while and there is a seat for you. There's very, very much a seat for you at my table. And working with me starts at £7 a month, and it is extremely good value. And I really, really pride myself on the quality and the integrity of my work. And so this is a reminder that you can join us. So we have a wonderful communities filled with people that care about the same things that you care about. Yeah, have a look. Work with me. There's a highlight that's pinned, and also I think it's a pinned post. There's a link in my bio as well. Anyway, just.
Okay, so we'll also look for that after. And I'm not like knocking anyone for making money, by the way. Like it's pretty affordable what she's selling. Eye rings are not that uncommon. They're not that uncommon. She is wearing it on the same finger though, so I kind of like, I get why that might bug her, but it's more, I want to see I don't feel like she's copying her content. I really don't feel like she's copying it.
Those of you obsessing about who this person is, firstly, her name is all the way through all of these videos. Just read the comments. I'm not naming her because I'm not interested in getting involved in the personal beef, whatever you may think. And then the other piece is, this is not just about this one individual person. This is an example of what is wrong with fucking witch talk and Instagram witchcraft and all of this social media bullshit. There are literally 3 people I can imagine that I know of that are magical practitioners who I think are worth following in any way, who have any integrity whatsoever. And
yeah, like there's a lot of grifters on these platforms. The majority of the people in these communities are just grifting. Like they aren't actually serious witches or psychics or mediums. They're just grifting because it's easy money, you know? Her eyebrows are great, but I'd not buy her stuff. I mean, I don't really need to pay someone for it. So I have a lot of snake jewelry, and if I saw someone else wearing the same ring or earring, I would think nothing of it. Yeah, I mean, I would think nothing of it either. So I'm like, I'd like to understand like what content she's copying. Hey, Foxglove from Toronto. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, I'm not very far from Toronto, actually. Yeah.
So this isn't about this particular person who has a hell of a lot of followers and has copied me. Lots of people have copied me. It is precisely about the culture. It is a manifest.
Like, is she one of like the original Instagram witches or something? Like, is maybe she's saying like people are copying her because she's been around for so long and people have just kind of copied her business model over the years? Because I could see that. But that's the thing. You know, I've told the people, some people are like, oh, you're a YouTuber. I want to do that too, but you know, you got to be unique and stand out. I'm like, no, you need to copy what everyone else is doing. Copy what everyone else is doing, and then let your personality shine through, and people will stay for your personality, right? But like the way that you actually do make it through the algorithms and stuff is you do copy each other. That's sort of part of the game, you know? So if this is what her issue is, and again, I'm making assumptions because I don't really understand the copying. I'm not seeing it, but if she goes way back, if Kate's been on Instagram since the beginning doing witchcraft stuff, then this might just be something that's really old criticism, you know, that she's had people copy her. So Gaia TV's legit criticism, wearing the same ring is not. Yeah, so far it's like I'm just not seeing the copying, and I feel like she shouldn't have brought that up, or she shouldn't be focused on it so much, because it's making her sound jealous, even though she was offered something on Gaia TV before too, and it's her message about Gaia TV is being lost in this you're copying me thing, you know? Like, she needs to not get so hung up on that, right? Wearing a ring on your pointing finger used to be a symbol of independence rather than wearing a ring on your ring finger. So the third eye ring as a symbol on your pointing finger tracks. Well, and that's the thing, right? So like, cause I have the Eye of Horus on my right hand because I had some small businesses, and you shake your hand with the right hand. Like, there's a reason I did it with the right hand, because I shake the person's hand, and this like prevents evil eye, right? So if she's holding it on like a pointer finger and she's using that finger to point and do stuff, it would make sense to put it on your pointer finger, you know? You've been looking for Kelly's post, but you can't find it. Thought it was on YouTube, but guess not. Sometimes Kelly does remove stuff after she sits on it and thinks for a while. So, sorry. She might even be planning a video maybe to kind of cover the story. Because I do feel like there's obviously a bunch of stuff that I don't have the background on, and I'm making assumptions. But yeah, hopefully something comes out later. Maybe she has that there. It can only be one of a kind thing. Like, I was first. She's worried that lady will be more popular and steal her thunder. Well, that's the thing. This copycat thing is what's making people not listening to, like, not properly listening to Kate, because they all think that she's just worried that the Glasgow witch is stealing the spotlight. You know what I mean? She just shouldn't be bringing up the copycat thing, because I think her message is kind of getting lost. So, all right, let's take a look at this next
Things
one.
happening in the world right now that
Okay.
that causes us pain to watch, to be a part of, to know that it's happening in our names at times. Know that from the back of that there will be a rise in consciousness, and try to let the fear of everything that's going on around us, turn the volume on that down. Times of real stress and struggle are the times that our lives start to grow. If you ask a seed at the time of germination what it feels like to crack, it will not be nice, but in order for a seed to germinate, it must. So lean into the discomfort.
Okay, so just like to specify, she's like, turn down the volume on your fear. But like, I see that this is my issue, is I'm not seeing a problem with this message. The platform she's on, yes. But turn down the volume on your fear, yeah, so that you can make action happen. Because if you're acting out of fear, or if you don't know how to act because you're too fearful, like it makes sense to turn down volume and fear. And then she's she's saying, lean into the discomfort, as if like you're a seed breaking open. From there, it's like she is saying to actually take action against what's going on in the world. So this is where I'm like, I don't agree with how Kate is. I feel like Kate's blinded by some anger towards her and is not hearing the words properly, unless I'm wrong. But like, what do you guys think? This is how I took her speech. But we'll hear how Kate takes it in a second too. But let me know what you guys think as well. It's a basic marketing thing to make things similar to competitors. Yeah. Like, you copy each other. That's how you make it in any business. You copy who's successful, copy them, and then put your own like little unique self in there as an addition, and then people will stay for you. But they found you by copying. That's the game, you know? She should just do her own thing and not say anything about that other girl at all, because the other girl has a cool accent, but she's so different. Her content is nothing bigger info. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Kate's content is more interesting to me. Her personality is more interesting. The hedge witch lady, she's too polished. It doesn't seem authentic and real, you know? I get that, but the context is being on Gaia TV. Yeah, this is the thing, right? We have two situations here, right? We have three. Gaia TV, problematic, very problematic. Then number two is the message that the hedge witch is saying. I am not hearing what Kate's hearing, in my opinion. Then number three is the copycat thing. And I feel like she needs to stop talking about that, because I think the conversation should be about the Gaia TV, and even about her message. If you want to like debate about the message that she's saying on Gaia TV, this is all fair criticism. And I think that this is like a good idea to discuss. The copycat stuff is what's kind of muddying the water, though, you know? I have a tattoo that says curiosity over fear. Yeah. And that's the whole thing, right? It's just like, she's saying turn the fear down so that you actually can get your shit together to create action. Like, that's how I took it. I'm just not seeing it the way Kate's seeing it, right? I think you know she's jealous of her. I don't think that she's jealous. I don't know. I think that she's mad because she thinks that she has copied her. But I feel like maybe Kate That's Alexa. I feel like maybe Kate is like, maybe like, I don't know. I'm not sure, like, because I don't have all of the history, but I'm gonna just say it feels like maybe Kate's been around longer than all these other witches, and people have just copied her method of marketing and creating content or something, and this might be something that's just been bothering her for a while. That might be what it is, but I'm not sure. Yeah. I have crow skull ring on my middle finger, so if I close my fist, the beak extends past the knuckle and I could scratch someone with it, not intentionally, but still handy. Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Maybe more like threatened than jealous. Yeah, okay. Yeah, like I could see threatened, because like if she's copying her same style, and if people are actually, hold on, where are their numbers? Let's see. Let's see. So she's at 45K followers, and Glasgow Witch is at, oh, yeah, 734K. Ooh. Yeah, there might be some jealousy in here. If the Glasgow Witch truly did copy stuff of Kate's, then yeah, there's some like, what's the word? Not even jealousy, like animosity, because she copied her and look, she's almost at 1 million followers, but Kate's still doing her own thing and she's not even at 100,000 yet. Oh, well, what about their TikToks though? I don't know. Let's see. Hold on, wait. She might have more followers on other platforms. Let's see. Where are her links? Let's see. TikTok. What's she at on TikTok? Okay, well, it says 404, so I have no idea. I'll have to look into it and see. See, here's the thing. Okay, so here's the thing, right? So if I look at like people that I'm following that are following her, Selena's on there. Immediately, I'm like, ugh, you know? Yucky. Yuck. She's at almost 500K on TikTok. Man, people really fall for this polished look, don't they, huh? She's only at 4K on YouTube. Okay, so she's a short form content creator. Oh, wait, I don't know what I'm logged in on is Facebook, so we'll just close that for now. Yeah, and I mean, if I look at Kate, the person who's following her that I'm following is Kelly. And I honestly trust Kelly's judgment more than Selena's. But see, but here's the thing, right? So like if Tizient and King Gianti are following Glasgow Witch, then she must have been making some political content, because that's the only reason that those two would be following her. And it must have taken off in some way. Like she must be making some kind of political content. But what Kate, I guess, is saying is that the political content she does make is performative, and she doesn't actually agree with what she's saying. So, it's interesting. I think she's genuinely offended as someone who really believes in her own witchcraft, and the other lady is obviously kind of feels like a betrayal at very stage. Yeah, like I'd understand if she was frustrated about that, you know, this woman is growing and she seems very fake. She does. She seems very fake and like polished and not sincere. So I could understand being angry about that, you know. The Gaia connection will bring in more followers. It might, but based on the, like, honestly, the fact that Tizzy and King Gianti are following her, she did some kind of politics video. I guarantee she did a political video and it took off the algorithm, and that's probably where she got her followers from. So I'm curious which video it was. Wait, can we sort by popular on Instagram? I don't think we can, unless I can do it on the phone or something. We can sort by popular on other platforms, but I don't think it's here. She had to have done a political video. She had to have. Is this like the witch talk version of an industry plant? Maybe the TV people. Is that a funny conspiracy or what? Yeah. Well, the Gaia thing, and that's like I did dig up. For some reason, like Gaia's like really obsessed with alien astronauts. Like, ancient astronauts, ancient alien astronauts, and all their stuff all circles back to the ancient alien astronauts. So like this is like some weird thing that they're trying to push, right? Now I wonder what that first person's take was about the situation. Yeah, I'm wondering, like, she definitely had a political video takeoff, and that could account for some of her followers, right? Oh wait, she had TikTok, right? Hold on, let's I think we can sort by popular on TikTok. Let's see. Let me do it on the desktop. Ah, yes it does. Okay, cool. Okay. So 3 million here. Let's see.
It's the solstice tomorrow, Sunday the 21st of December. The deep turning point, the longest night, and the moment the light begins its slow return. And if you are planning to walk the 13 magical nights this year, this is your gentle reminder to have your 13 intentions ready. 13 intentions. Statements of fact. The life you are calling in for next year as though it has already happened. Each one is written on its own piece of paper, folded and kept safe. Then after sundown on the solstice, you will take one at random each evening. For the first 12 nights, you do not read them. Not even a peek.
She talks too slow. It's boring to me. Sorry. Okay, so this is the other big one.
Great good luck to your house. Great good luck.
This video style, a lot of creators do this. I don't know if like Kate maybe started that. But yeah, I don't see anything political, but I wish I could sort by popular on Instagram. Can we do it on the phone? Let me check. She looks like she has an AI filter on. Yeah, she does kind of look like filtered. Ancient aliens, isn't that the racist idea that the people in ancient Egypt could never have built the pyramids? Yeah. And that like it all also often links back to Atlanteans, and they're like the master race, super white people, you know. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can sort by popular on the app. That's what Milo says. Yeah, whatever Milo says is correct. Yes. Mini Minuteman, he is an archaeologist and he debunks all the crazy conspiracy theories out there. All right, hold on, let's see.
One of the things I love.
No, where is she? Oh my god. That Glasgow. Oh, there she is. Okay. Okay, can I sort by popular? No, it doesn't let me sort by popular. I'm just kind of curious, like, she had to have made some kind of political video. Oh, I can't even see her views on Instagram either. Oh, yeah, so I can't even see how many views she's gotten. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she had to have made some kind of video because she's involved in politics somehow because of the other people following her. Because I follow those people and I watch their stuff and I know what their content's like, so. I'm just looking on the phone here because it's easier to navigate to see if there's anything. I don't know. Is this really her oldest one? Okay, so she joined in 2020. Actually, yeah. What about, what's her name? Dr. Kate? Where is she? Kate Thomas. Okay, hold on. Kate Thomas, PhD. Can I see when she joined? I think she has a lot more videos, so it's kind of annoying to get all the way back. I don't know. Like, the Glasgow witch, she actually doesn't have that many videos on Instagram, so I'm surprised she has that many followers. Something went viral on her page. Had to have. I feel like it's going to be too difficult to scroll all the way back to Kate. Can I somehow see the year that someone's made their Instagram account and I'm just dumb and I'm not seeing it? Because I could see me not realizing it. I just don't see it anywhere. Oh yeah, she makes a ton of videos, so it's kind of hard to go through all of her content. What year is this one? 2025. Oh yeah, no, it's gonna take me way too long to go through. I'm kind of curious when she joined Instagram, who came first. All right. Milo and Flint Dibble give me hope for the next generation of archaeology. Yeah, I would say that the next generation of archaeologists are actually pretty good. Yeah. You know, a lot of these grifters, people in these communities are quite smart, good at pattern finding. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Too bad about the foundation of some basically self-serving antisocial elements practice. Yeah. Yeah. That's saying they're good at copying each other too. Yeah. I bet an old grandma could go on TikTok and just read stuff from the Farmer's Almanac and light some candles and incense, say a couple of really well-known things, and it would go viral. It would. Yeah. Hey, Dust. Yeah. No worries. Yeah. Go ahead. Do the lurk as you see fit. Okay, I'm going to play this. I'm going to grab a drink too while I'm playing the rest of this. Okay.
And know that something better is growing from that.
So those things happening in the world that she finds so difficult to name, and I'm not surprised she doesn't find it easy to name because she's in a studio owned by Zionists, literally owned by Nazis, whose entire platform is concerned with pushing a very specific and particular narrative of spirituality and self-help. A very white, and I mean white, there is one person of colour on the entire platform. I'm so disgusted and upset by this, and I'm not very surprised because this person has been stealing my content, stealing my ideas, stealing my fucking style for literally years, like quite literally years. And I have sat quietly, said nothing, let her get on with it because, you know, the smaller, weaker animals will always steal from the fucking remains, the leftovers of the more powerful. And so I just thought, you know what, let her take your ideas, let her try and create her shitty version of magical ceremony calendar, workshop subscription, using WhatsApp in the way that I do. Now she's got an app, like... Okay, you know, I get it. You don't actually have any magic. You don't actually have any integrity. You have no power. So I can understand why you might feel that it's necessary for you to build your own business and platform on the back of somebody that has those things. However, the point at which you start white...
Okay, so like just to touch on that for a minute too. You can kind of see some of the green screen with my glasses. I don't know, the app thing, everyone kind of does an app. There's a bunch of Christian influencers that all have apps and everything. Yeah, like everyone has an app. See, okay, Joan's saying it. Everyone has an app nowadays. The calendar thing, maybe I could see that. I don't feel that she's stolen her style at all. Like, to be honest, I really don't think that she's stolen her style. They look very different. They're very different styles. So I'm not really seeing it. I don't know. I just don't really think that I don't know. But I mean, I haven't been following them for a long, like I don't know their background and history. So, does anyone else have the broom upside down behind front door? Because their grandma says, keep bad people out. I have a ring of sweetgrass because the indigenous people use that to keep bad people out. The guy that wrote Chariots of the Gods, he was really convincing, even though his stuff isn't true, but he was very German, which, yeah. I get the frustration. Yeah, okay, yeah. Jones said that, yeah. With surprise, the supremacist channel is also Zionist. Yeah, that's the thing, because they do have other networks involved. Like, there are, the big TV networks are also have their hands in Gaia, too. So, like, either way, billionaires, bad people, Zionist supremacists, whatever, you know what I mean? So, like, yeah. Did Kate call her a hyena? Did she? Oh, I don't know if I noticed it. The style I would let go. Yeah, I don't see the style. They're very different. They're very different. Milo's a treat. Flint Dibble recently corrected him on some shoddy fact-checking collab video. Yeah. Milo's really good. Like, if you debunk him or correct him, he's good about taking it on the chin. He'll make his own video too talking about it. She should be glad that her style isn't like hers because she can very easily separate herself from her and focus on her own content and do better. Yeah. James, I'm writing a few books. Okay, yeah, well, good. I know. I need to write a book. People keep asking me. See, if capitalism wasn't so heavily involved in this, would be seen as sharing practices, not stealing work. Yeah, Joan. I agree, because that's the thing. I don't know, like this stuff is based off old pagan practices. So is it really stealing? I don't know. I just don't see it. My grandma used to say if you burn sage, you have to burn sweetgrass after, because the sage gets rid of the bad spirits. Sweetgrass attracts the good ones, keep the bad ones from coming back. Yeah, I mean, technically sage just puts things to sleep. I might be getting a rash. This is kind of itching me. Hold on. Am I getting a rash? No, we're good? Okay, just my skin's being itchy today. I mean, technically sage puts stuff to sleep. If you want to cleanse everything, you want to do the Palo Santo wood. But yes, sweetgrass is good to burn as well. Yeah, I like sweetgrass. All right, so we'll finish watching this. Yeah.
Washing a genocide, taking money from white supremacists and Zionists to push your bullshit agenda and take money from people whilst pushing this white supremacist agenda. Now I'm getting in the ring, bitch. Now you've pissed me off. That was the point. That was the point at which now I'm mad, and I'm not going to be quiet, and I'm not going to sit back and just let you do it. So I would love to hear what various response or excuse or backpedaling. And this is what I predict. I predict two things. One, she's going to go the white woman route, which is denial. And the second will be tears. She's going to be real sad and upset. She's going to lean heavily into the cultivated image she has of this passive, quiet, gentle, soft-spoken woman, because that is...
Yeah, like her weird passive feel is, I'm not feeling it. I don't like it. The tears thing, so far she hasn't at all made a statement or recognized the issues with Gaia TV. I don't think that she will come forward, because Gaia TV has sued people in the past who tried to come out against Gaia TV. So I don't think she's going to say anything or address it at all, the Glasgow witch. I think Eric Von Dinkin wrote Chariot of the Gods. Interesting read, but definitely need to be in the topic to get really into it. Yeah. I love how you always recognize support Indigenous communities. My mom, I was partially raised around a lot of it, because my mom was super into that stuff. And every, at least once a month, we would go to a friend or a place or whatever, and we'd take part in Indigenous spiritual practices and stuff. And we had decor all over the house of it. My mom would take me to the powwows all the time. So they don't tell you all their secrets. And I mean, they keep their culture to themselves, but they share some stuff with you. So there's some stuff that I did learn out of it. Yeah. I think Kate recognized the popularity of rage bait and is demonstrating that. I've been following both and don't see a copycat. I don't see the copycat thing. I do think she has a fair point with the Gaia TV thing, for sure. She's so mad that lady has more followers. She's not even doing her own content now. Her content's just about taking the other lady down. Yeah, I think that I think it was okay to release a couple videos complaining about this and just concentrate on the Gaia TV thing. But she has a lot of videos going on about this. And she is a smaller creator than the Glasgow witch, which is sad, because it's how do people not see... I don't know. The Glasgow witch seems really fake to me. This all seems very curated, very fake. I feel like she's just cashing in on witchy stuff. I don't know. It just seems like way too clean aesthetic. It's odd. This is it's like Nara, whatever her name is, that trad wife Nara. This is the witch version of Nara, which is it's not the truth, This is not her true self that she's displaying here. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I don't think that it's anything that seems real. It's so curated. Everything's so clean. It's weird. If you were actually using this plate here for witchcraft, it would be stained all to hell. Let's look at this.
Food for children being starved. In between your two candles, we'll place a salt arrow. Salt is a master cleanser.
Okay, so she's doing spells for what's going on in the world or whatever, and this is probably why she's taken off on Instagram, why Tizzy and what's his name is following her. But my point, this whole thing would be stained. All the witches out here, you know what I mean. You can't keep that shit clean. If you're actually using this all the time for your spellcraft it's not clean. It gets stained. It gets like, you can't clean this stuff. You can't keep that clean. Maybe your channel could gain, if she just does her true thing, improve by example, what's better. Yeah, the Celtics ones feels like cosplay. Yeah, this feels like weird. And wouldn't she not use that coated metal? You'd have to use true pure metal if you're doing a cleansing thing. Just all of her equipment seems too clean and new. And I think that's my other issue with her too. Why does everything, like, why does it look like you've not even used this stuff before, you know? I don't know. It all feels very performative and people just fall for it, you know? I don't know. Her stuff just looks too clean to me. Like, okay, let's see this book. Oh, hold on. Copyright music. I'm just analyzing what's on her table here. Also, she has like the tiniest, smallest altar in a huge house. Like, why doesn't she have a bigger altar and area if she's this much of a popular witch? Like, I mean, you don't have to have a big altar, but just like, I don't know, just it seems kind of weird. Why is she using playing cards? I mean, you can use playing cards, but yeah, like this is what your area should look like. But like, do people call her out on looking too clean, and then she's showing her one dirty table in the house, nothing else in the house is dirty? Like, I don't know, this seemed weird. I don't know. I don't know about this. What the heck?
It is a living altar. So let's look at the anatomy of a money bowl. Start with the vessel. One whose qualities speak the language of prosperity. Green for wealth. Wood for living growth. Copper or brass to please the deities that you may already be working with. Or Golux, a beautiful, expensive feeling container that reminds you abundance belongs in your hands. In your container, lay a base that says plenty. Oats, rice, sesame seeds.
I think there's also something about a witch talking with an accent that draws in Americans, North Americans. I think they're like, oh, she must know the old world stuff. I do think that also plays a big part in it too. See, the surface is too clean. Like, her one table is actually dirty. Her one table looks like an actual, like, work area, but a lot of this other stuff seems far too clean. Also, like, this looks like it, see, everything's very posed. Doesn't this look like stock media? I don't understand how people think that. And like, why does she have, the surface looks very clean too. This all looks like stock media. Like, it's just, everything's very posed here. I don't know. It looks off to me. Just looks off. Usually witches stuff is like, it's messy. We stain the crap out of it. I don't know. Did she Google her teachings? Oh, that's what it's giving. It's giving Google to me. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm going to catch up on chat here. She went to Home Goods and was like, oh, this decorative plate, I'm going to use that for my next video. Yeah, that's the thing, yeah. She seems fake because the majority of people aren't healed and as calm put together as her. Yeah. I believe it better if she was in a bedroom, velvet curtains, she had a table in her room. Like, she has a big house. She has room for other things. Dry flowers and herbs. Yeah. Cartomancy is interesting. Yeah, I mean, you can just use playing cards, but yeah. People fall for the Lakota man too, but he blocks actual native accounts. Oof. Yeah, I knew someone that pretended to be indigenous too. Piece of crap. Does she have links to her Amazon to follow her for all the things she's showing? Maybe she has a side business. Oh, I mean, they all sell courses and stuff. I mean, they all kind of sell the same stuff. That's where it's like, it's not really copying. It's kind of just, this is what you do. Nothing feels genuine about her. She really doesn't come across genuine to me. She know it all. Fake capital F, but she has bills to pay. Yeah. Very Instagram polished. Yeah. It's very like influencer, you know, fake influencer. Does seem like she's following a formula. Yeah, I feel like she is following a formula, and I don't think it's Kate's, though, you know? She found a different Pinterest image for each video to copy. Oh my God, yes, that's what it looks like. Yeah. I have nothing against someone presenting things carefully for professional purpose. It does say something very clearly. The practice is to be capitalized, yeah, which is have depth to the personality. It just doesn't really seem like she has a personality. I don't know. It's a fancy-sized house for sure. She has room to do more stuff. If she's actually like a witch and a hedge witch, I don't really see her as a hedge witch, but yeah, whatever.
In the fucking textbook of how people assigned female at birth and socialized as women who have pale skin, like me, that's how we're socialized. We're socialized to engage in conflict like that, to victimize ourselves, leverage that victimization, cry and make ourselves look vulnerable when actually we are some of the most dangerous upholders of oppression in the world. And this motherfucker disgusts me. I am absolutely significantly better resourced than you in every conceivable way. So what I suggest you do is disappear. Block me, block all of the people that defend me, disappear. Don't come near me. I don't want to see you ever again. That's my advice to you.
Things happening in the world right now that
All right, sorry, I'm just eating something. But the Glasgow witch has not approached her at all and not done a response to any of this. And this is what I don't get.
Encouraging people to rest and to not be constantly on the go and looking for making yourself the best version of yourself today sometimes has to wait.
Sometimes you need to sleep.
Absolutely.
You just have a cup of tea and think about things.
And rest is still doing something. Rest is not nothing. Rest is part of that cyclical motion that we have, and it's really important that we take that. So
no wonder you've blown up on the internet. You have hundreds of thousands of followers.
Yeah, it's gone.
Because that's a message that's so needed. I mean, it's truly critical to start reversing a lot of what's happened.
Yeah.
The antidote is rest and contemplation.
Absolutely.
The antidote to rebellion is convincing you that rest and contemplation is what's needed. The antidote to revolution is to get the most powerful demographic, which is to say white women, whether you want to admit it or not, are the most powerful demographic right now. Convincing you all to rest and contemplate, just have a nice cup of tea. That's the way that you're going to reverse everything that's going on. And everything that's going on is the discomfort that you feel because you're witnessing multiple genocides. The rise of explicit fascism globally. And this motherfucker is on a Zionist platform telling you all that you just need to rest. And it's like, just be in sync with the cycles of nature, you know.
Like, I understand where she's going at with the rest thing, but she kind of follows it up too with like, you're resting to prepare yourself. Like, I mean, she went on to sort of explain that you rest like to prepare yourself for the battle kind of thing. So I don't know. This is where it's like, I would actually really like to watch the entire thing. Yeah, like I do agree with when you look at just that statement, but to be fair and devil's advocate, the hedge witch did say more on top of that, which I think further clarifies her point. And this is where I'm kind of like, I don't know. All right, so this person here, can you share the Zionist connection with the Gaia platform? I wonder if she responded here. Yeah. You don't have to look far, just look at who they platform, Zionists. I also suggest doing a deeper digging on the founders of Gaia. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They do platform Mayim Bialik. I did point that out in my video. Kelly is right here. Look up hardcore Zionist, now only welcome in Zionist circles. And she even wrote a children's book convincing, she didn't write it, she just promoted the book. Someone else wrote it. That Israel is the victim. And yeah, she wrote this whole thing about, or sorry, she was promoting that book. Yeah, like Mayim Bialik is openly a Zionist. She has said that, yes, I'm a Zionist. And yeah, actually, Gaia TV, when I look, they did have her, and yeah, they are platforming Zionists. So yeah.
You don't have to do anything. You don't have to take action. You don't have to rebel. You don't have to fight for your neighbour. You don't have to stand up against transphobia. You don't have to stand up for Palestinians that are being genocided. No, you just need to rest. It's fucking disgusting. And you need to start seeing it for what this is. You need to start seeing this for what it is. Please, please start seeing this for what it is. And push the fuck back.
Encouraging people to rest and to not be constantly on the go and looking for making yourself the best version of yourself today. Sometimes.
Okay, like, let's just like devil's advocate this for a minute, because you can take a clip of anyone out of context and do what you want with it, right? She is saying you rest so that you can be the best person that you are. She's not talking about like politics here. She's not talking about the world. She's talking about people who are trying to work on themselves, right? I just don't think that the other message that we watched, where she was talking about being a seed and breaking it out and then leaning into the sort of pain of it all, that was a commentary on the world. This seems to be a commentary on like personal growth, is what I'm getting out of that. It's one thing to naively perhaps go on a supremacist streaming service, but another to ignore the criticism. Yeah, like this is the thing, right? I feel like what I'm gathering, and I don't have all the information, it's just initial thoughts. I feel like the Hedge Witch didn't know that platform Zionist, and didn't know that platform is a white supremacist platform. And now she does, but she probably signed a contract of some sort. And Gaia has been known to sue talent who has been on their shows before, who left and then tried to call out the company. They've sued them in the past, and they win because they have good lawyers, right? Demonizing rest is playing into capitalism as well, though. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, let's just like look at the statement. She's not talking about world political issues. She seems to be talking about the personal growth thing. I feel like this is a little bit out of context, you know? There's some decent advice backed by sound reasoning. Unfortunately, the delivery also spoon feeds a permission structure, allows people who benefit from brutal power structures to look away and minimize. Yeah, I do think there's some misunderstanding going on here. Witches want to be the best version of themselves, but not by resting. It's like she's a fake witch throwing real witches under the bus. Yeah, like most witches, and I mean, we talked about this last week, witches don't rest. They don't wait for something to happen for them. They don't wait for God to make it happen. They don't give themselves witches do the work. You got to do the work, right? But if she's just talking to people who are sort of spiritual in a sense, but like not necessarily Abrahamic based, resting is also an important part of mental health. So like, is that what she's getting at? Because this is what I feel, right? Because sometimes we do need to rest. And even like with all the shit going on in the world, we can't be talking about it 24 hours a day. It will literally kill our brain. Like we will go insane. It will cause us to have a psychotic break. We have to rest from the news. We have to rest from our daily life. We need rest, right? We can't always be on. So I do agree with what she's saying. For mental health, it's important. And I don't feel like she was talking about world issues there. It seemed like it was a personal growth thing. And that's where I'm like, this seems like a little bit out of context, you know? And the thing is, the reality is we can't see the whole episode. And I don't think Kate has watched the whole episode, because there's no way that she would give Gaia TV her money or any money, you know? So I feel like there is missing context as well. Witches want to be the best version of themselves, but not by resting. Oh yeah, I already said that, right? Yeah, Victoria, feel like they picked a fake, non-threatening, cool-sounding person to play the part. Yeah, like her accent is definitely part of why she is so popular. I guarantee you. Her accent and her like talking about her mom or whatever, and like, you know, Celtic stuff that they did, and etc. So that they can have a version of a witch who gives fortune cookie sayings. She is giving fortune cookie sayings, actually, even when she was talking about the seed thing and, you know, issues in the world, it all did sound like a fortune cookie. Yeah, it did. Yeah, that's why I feel like she seems so fake. I don't know why people are so into her. You would have been better on that guy TV show giving the message than the Celtic lady. Who? Kate? Well, I mean, she wouldn't go on the show, but yeah, I don't know. I would like to watch the whole interview, but I'm also not going to give Gaia any money. Although, well, oh, right. When I was looking at the thing, why isn't my accent making me popular? Kathy! When I was looking at the stuff, when I was doing my little, because I have a Gaia video coming out and we were looking at stuff together, and I can do like a 7-day free trial through like Amazon Prime. And I was thinking about doing that and watching a couple things and like making a video kind of critiquing some stuff. If I do 7 days, then I'm not giving them any money. I just cancel in time. I think it looks pretty bad to not check a massive platform for ethics before signing a contract. I do agree, though. Yeah, another Dafty saying that is a huge issue on her end. Like, that is a huge mistake on her end. Like, even when it comes to doing, like, sponsorships, right? Like, I've looked into a lot of the companies that a lot of YouTubers do sponsorships with, and the majority of them are not good companies. Like, they're not great. And then it's like, do you want to do sponsorships with all these crap companies? Do you want to just like not look into it and just collect the paycheck? Like, yeah, that's the thing. They paid her to profit from the popularity of Wicca, and she was cast as a watered down, non-threatening witch. Yeah, she really does come across as like a very Christian trad wife witch, and she is non-threatening because of that. Yeah. Speaking of rest, check out Florio's resting witch face merch. Yeah, thank you, Ken, for plugging the merch.
Wow, this genius can't work out why everyone can't just get along. Why can't I just get along with a fascist? Why can't we all just get along with fascism? Especially in this field, love. I mean, women like you literally make me want to, I don't know, throw myself off a fucking building. On low days, and I get messages like this, I just think, what's the point? What's the point? Because you're all so fucking without hope of redemption. Without hope of redemption. God damn it. And of course, women like this are precisely the audience members that the Glasgow Witch wants to cultivate, has cultivated. She's got 750,000 of these birds, to appropriate a term, that follow her and will defend her. So this is the fucking monstrous face of fascism will always be a white woman in spirituality. I guarantee you, every fucking time it'll be a white woman peddling some fucking toothless form of witchcraft, some absolutely clawless form of spiritual practice. So dumb bitches like this can defend her going, oh, why can't we all just get along? Because you're killing my people, for fuck's sake. That's why. Shit, people like you, I guess, wouldn't have a job if you didn't exist. So I see the God in you. I mean, she's in there. It's really, really, really buried deep under years and years and years and generations of white supremacy. But, you know, she in there. Fuck me.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Because I get a lot of commenters coming in defending psychics and stuff, and it's people like this who just like are oblivious to what's really happening, you know? If you sign up for a 7-day, use an old Visa card. Well, I mean, I just sign up on Prime. I'm really good about canceling. I just tell Alexa to remind me to cancel stuff, but I usually do remember to cancel, so. Get the feeling the hedge witch is like, can't you see it? she's fake. She makes her so mad that she can't let it go because she hates all the people around her are following a fake one. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's complex, I guess, to explain too, because if people are going to be like following someone for witchcraft, you want to at least make sure that they're following the right person who has the right message, who's giving the correct information, right? And if they're following someone who's a poser witch, then the message is very muddied. So I understand why she'd be angry about that. I mean, it's fair. That's fair. Yeah. I'm like more and more becoming on the hedge witch side. I can relate to her. Yeah. A Gaia chooses these people because it lends a sense of spiritual legitimacy without the risk. The people themselves may not knowingly share the same underlying motivations. Yes. No, Gaia goes after people to try to legitimize their brand, and they use people like her who has a big following, right? Fake leaders with bad information are dangerous, whether they're psychics or trad wife or granola with witches with Martha Stewart style. Yeah, this thing, it's a fake. She's a fake influencer in the witch circles, which is concerning, right?
Hi everyone, and to those of you that are new to following me, welcome. I thought it would be useful to just do a real quick kind of housekeeping video to let you know if you've just started following me, who I am and what you can expect, because I think that a lot of people started following me on the back of the videos I've made over the last 2 days about the Glasgow witch. That's probably going to be the last time that I utter her name. Thank you so much for all of the support, the DMs, the messages, the comments. I really appreciate it. It is horrible to have to do what I end up doing quite a lot, which is being deeply disappointed in people that I have put some faith in, and being the person that has to be the whistleblower, but somebody has to do it. And unfortunately, if I can see through some oppressive bullshit, then it's my job, and I believe this fundamentally to be an integral part of the work that I'm here to do. My account is never going to be one that prioritizes comfort or ease, particularly for people that have been socialized as white women. And I think this is probably going to be the biggest difference between the person you have been following and me. And so I just want to sort of let you know straight up, my priority is justice and integrity, and that's very, very different to comfort and ease. The way in which I work with witchcraft is very actively political and concerned primarily with collective liberation. All of my work is concerned with collective liberation and has been since I was a small child. This is not new to me. I'm pale-skinned, but I do not associate with whiteness. I consider myself to be an active participant in the dissolving of that construct. I believe whiteness to be a cultural construct that is synonymous with evil. And I can talk more about that in different videos. If you're interested in the process of decolonization and of critically engaging with the way in which you've been socialized, particularly if you're pale-skinned like me and socialized as a woman, I really recommend that you join any of my communities, because that's the work that we're doing, even if we're doing it through learning ancient practices that are earth-based spirituality. I also run a very powerful and incredibly nourishing and edifying reading group with my dear comrade Asere, who runs Crystal House in Brooklyn, and we run the Witches Decolonial Brew, which is a really powerful reading group. We take small extracts of individual texts and break them down so that they're accessible and engage deeply with them. We're working on Asata Shakur's autobiography, or the first 10 pages of it, this week. Link is in my bio for everything. I'm not going to be talking more about the now controversy. It's none of my business. I did the job that I was meant to do, which is to show you who's taking money from where, and to encourage you to think critically always, and have a very high standard for the people that you're not paying money to. Like, whatever, we live under capitalism, everyone has to pay money to somebody, but have a very, very high standard from the people that you're choosing to learn from. In witchcraft, specifically on social media, I would say 99%, and I mean that statistic, of people that claim to be Instagram witches, or claim to be witches and are teaching on Instagram and TikTok, have got no right to be doing that, and I think that they are mainly frauds. So with that, join us. You're very welcome here. There's a seat at this table, but I'm not going to be changing my politics. I'm not going to be changing my language. So please don't ask. Hi.
Yeah. So this is interesting too. They asked, how do you distinguish between whiteness as a cultural construct and being socially positioned as white? When you say you don't associate with whiteness, do you mean you're rejecting the ideology in the system, or do you also see yourself as no longer occupying the social position of a white person? And then this person's like the former. So like she's saying that she is rejecting the ideology of the system, which reminds me of a video that I came across, and it gets into, let's see, do I have it saved somewhere? Hold on, let's see if I can find it. Oh, yes, I do. All right. I'm gonna play this video. Don't pay attention to the caption. Like, try to not look at the caption, okay? That's not the point. I want you to listen to Anne Hathaway's words. I don't think the caption is valid news. They just added this to add to it. So here, let's bring this up.
My ability to be visible to you comes from the world unfairly rewarding my particular type of visibility. It is important to acknowledge that, with the exception of being a cisgender male, everything about how I was born has put me at the current center of a damaging and widely accepted myth. That myth is that gayness orbits around straightness, transgender orbits around cisgender, and that all races orbit around whiteness. This myth is wrong, but this myth is too real for too many. It is ancient, so it is trusted. It is a habit, so it's assumed to be the way things are. It's inherited, so it's thought immutable. Its consequences are dangerous because it prioritizes a certain type of love, a certain kind of body, a certain kind of skin color, and does not value in the same way anything it deems to be other to itself. It is a myth that is with us from birth, and it is a myth that keeps money and power in the hands of the few instead of being invested in the lives of the free. I appreciate this community so much because it's where I learned to reject this myth. I appreciate this community because together, we are not just going to question this myth, we are going to destroy it.
Okay, so just like to explain as well, because she's saying the same thing, is essentially like the only reason that we have this separation of, you know, white people having their privilege, especially white men, and white women obviously have more privilege than a black woman, right? So like, we only have this because of this construct that we've created. And the only way that we're going to kind of break out of this is by destroying the construct itself, instead of trying to get everyone on, not, I mean, and I get what they're saying. Like, they're like, trying to get us all on equal standing is not working and is not going to be the answer to this. We need to destroy the entire construct, you know? So yeah, that just reminded me of the Anne Hathaway speech. So, I thought it was pretty good. Yeah.
Hi, thank you for this thoughtful comment and invitation to expand on what I mean when I say that I do not associate with whiteness, and that I consider myself to be an active participant in the dissolving of that construct. So it's very, very different from saying that I don't benefit from whiteness and white privilege. I mean, to those of you that can see, I am pale-skinned. I am considered a white woman by almost everybody because the construct of whiteness has been so connected to colour of skin, but it is not an ethnic category, and I think this is very, very important. So when I say that I don't associate with whiteness, I'm making an explicit political stance and position to say that I am intentionally, it is the majority of my work, to weed out, to identify whiteness, which is a social construct, and extract it, remove it, crush it, pull it out, destroy it from myself, the way that I live, and, you know, my life. Now, it's very important to understand that that does not mean anything to 99.9% of people. Even a lot of people that are also abolitionists would not really necessarily agree that it's possible to not associate with whiteness if you've got pale skin. And I hear it. There's no part of me that doesn't benefit from white privilege. I benefit immediately, constantly, endlessly, against my will, in infinite ways I can't even tell or see, from whiteness. My intention is to consciously distinguish what is whiteness, what is a way I've been conditioned to see and view the world, which is fundamentally extractive and parasitic, cannibalistic indeed, and to not replicate those ways of behaving. Now, I am a human being, so, and I've had, 44 years of conditioning. well, less because I've been actively deconditioning for many, many years now, but you know, there's going to be ways that I respond and engage and react that absolutely, you know, fail in that attempt. But I think the attempt is really important. And just to emphasize, there is no part of me that is saying that I'm not read as a white woman. I'm read as a white woman and treated as such, which is every single time with explicit benefit, unearned benefit. Now, the point is that I use that benefit as much as I can, as I fundamentally know to be my responsibility, you know, to dissolve the structure itself that gives me that unearned benefit. I always feel like a kind of exhaustion when I try and explain whiteness as a construct and a way of being, a view of the world, a filter through which we are socialized if we have pale skin. And we're all socialized into whiteness in different ways, in very different ways, and colorism is an integral part of that. Maybe I'll do a longer video on that. It's probably not going to be today because frankly, I am exhausted. I feel like I am transmuting more energy than I have in the last 2 years. But if you've been with me for more than 2 years, or you know what happened 2 years ago, you'll see this is fine. I can deal with it. Anyway, thank you for this and very happy to.
I'm curious what happened 2 years ago. I've never heard a white person say they have pale skin unless they actually do. Well, no, that's why she's trying to break down the construct of it. So her wording is going to be a little bit different than what you're used to, right? Like, I understand the construct, I understand the issue around the construct. Would I be able to act with forethought, and like try to abolish the construct, or try to, at most times, like try to like tear down the construct or keep the construct? I think it's too difficult in this world. I think it's, I don't know. I can recognize it. I see the problem. I'm on board for ruining it, but like, I just don't know how we can function in a capitalist patriarchy society. I just don't think that we can abolish it. I just don't really know. I don't think, I can't see a way that I'd be able to function fully well aware of everything. It's very difficult, right? It's really odd, Victoria. I don't know why she worded it like that. She's wording it like that 'cause she's trying to break down the construct of whiteness. Like, she's trying to break down the construct in general of all of it, like the patriarchy and everything, right? So race is not accepted by science. Science tells us we have one species, only Homo sapiens, not a subcategory, only one species. Yeah. Maybe you should watch the movie Annie and see what pale skin looks like. Yeah, I mean, it's more just, she's just trying to reword it to break the construct down and to destroy the myth. Like, that's sort of the point here, right? So I know this is like a complex topic, obviously, and we're not gonna be able to cover it all in a stream, but I understand where she's getting at. Personally, I think that it's far too difficult of a task to take on without making a lot of mistakes. I feel like no, it's a task that you're going to make a lot of mistakes. So like, do you really want to die on that hill kind of thing? I don't know. It's a tough one. It's tough. Yeah. All right, let's see.
Just a very brief note before I never discuss this again. Pointing out fascism and being angry about it, and angry about the ways in which white women specifically uphold fascism, is not the same as fascism. Okay, thanks, bye. Just
yeah, no, I agree. I saw that one. Yeah.
The thing is, right, just to be clear, it's not a lack of education that these white women, the swarms of these little tiny little gnats on the windscreen of my life over this last week, that, you know, are just a minor irritation as I smear them across my windscreen. It's not a lack of education that I'm pointing out, although obviously that's present. No, that's not the offensive thing, because, you know, there's lots of circumstances that would mean that a whole bunch of people wouldn't have access to information. And by education, I don't mean formal education, although that.
Yeah, pale skin is not only always white. Honestly, her face, she looks like she has either some Arab in her or Jewish. Like, so they wouldn't, I mean, Jews don't really necessarily classify themselves as Caucasian either. So it depends on the person, but like, I don't know. I think that, and that's the thing, because there's people that do have a mix of some different ethnicities, but they pass for white people and they get the same privilege, but people don't know, right? Yeah, and race is a social construct entirely. Yeah, that's sort of the point. I think that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to kind of, I think, reword stuff to break out of the construct, but I don't think that that's necessarily a good way to do it. I don't think there's an answer to this. I really don't think there's an answer to this, you know? It's why Irish and Italians are, we're not white for some time. Yeah, like Italians, a lot of Italians I know too, they don't consider themselves white because Italians aren't really, like, they pass for the white Englishmen, but they're really actually not, you know, like, yeah, it's, yeah. Would we say the same about men deconstructing their patriarchal tendencies though? It's a good thing, even if they make mistakes. Yeah, I think deconstructing your belief system is an easier path to take for this kind of stuff because, yeah, like, I mean, obviously, at one point I didn't understand the plight of certain people of color and stuff. And now, like, I've kind of looked inside, deconstructed a bit, like, I broke down my belief structure, and now I can fully understand the issues and fully understand my privilege and be able to recognize it and like explain it to people, right? But I think that that's the easier thing to do, deconstruct and check your privilege, right? But trying to break down the construct in a world that doesn't want to give up that construct, that's tough. I don't like, and even Anne Hathaway, that speech, that's what she was saying that we need to do. I agree, but how do we even do that? Like, how do we even do that? You know, just like when you're 19, you don't realize you have pretty privilege until someone points it out to you that they didn't get the same advantage that you received. Yeah. It takes a lot of understanding of history, anthropology, sociology, and psychology, and some philosophy to break it down. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. And I've done like a lot of like courses and stuff in those too. And my mom has a degree in philosophy. But yeah. Oh, hey, Kels. Oh, thank you. Oh, the goal's complete. All right. We got the goal super chat thing achieved. So if there's a topic you guys would like to see covered in a future live stream, please do throw it in the chat, you know? She's a bit too preoccupied with melatonin. No, I mean, that's sort of like not the point. The point is she's trying to say that we need to break down the construct, and we can't break it down without talking about it, you know? Totally get frustration, not really loving the vehemence behind reactivity, probably just a way to deconstruct maybe by oneself without direct support, quite a lot, not easy. All this stuff is very difficult. Yeah, like this is difficult to explain. It's difficult to break down. At best, you can achieve like self-reflection and recognizing your privilege, comparing it to other people, and like recognizing that in the world, and like actually realizing the struggles that other people go through. But to break down a construct in a world that doesn't want to give up the construct, that's the same as like, we need to abolish capitalism. Like, let's face it, we need to abolish capitalism. But the world is a capitalist world now, so it's a little bit tough, right? Yeah. And yeah, and that's the thing. The whole reason too, she keeps talking about white as well, is because of Gaia TV, because the Glasgow witch is on a white supremacist network, right? And this is why the topic of white keeps coming up. And thank you, Kels, for the $2. I can't remember if I said that. Maybe sometimes it's triggering for people to accept they do benefit from privilege that they aren't trying to exploit. Yeah, a lot of people, like, they do have this sort of reactive response where they get offended that you pointed out that they're white and a man or a white woman or whatever, because they don't understand the privilege that they're receiving. And I find most often in my experience, usually the white men are the ones who get offended, because white men are at the top of the food chain. They can't compare a situation. Like, at least with women, we can be like, oh yeah, like just like how men have privilege over us, like that we've been not promoted, we've been treated like crap, we've not been paid the same amount compared to a white man, right? So like, I think us having that ability to compare a situation helps us break down our belief system around it, and helps us sort of deconstruct and learn what our privilege is. And I think the white male has the tougher time doing this because they don't understand the privilege that they have, because they don't understand what it's like to not have that privilege. You know what I mean? I think that, like, when I try to explain it to some of them, is like, if any of them have social, like, for instance, if they're like poor, right? So rich people have privilege over poor people. So I try to explain it that way, because at least you recognize the difference, like, of the things that you don't get because you don't have the money. You didn't have the money to go to university. You didn't have the money for this. So you're working this job instead of something that you wanted to do, but you couldn't afford university. Like, you give someone something to compare it to, and then they can kind of start realizing it. But if it's someone who grew up like with money and they're white and they're a man, those are the toughest ones. They're really tough. Yeah. And by reactivity, I mean, maybe don't need to refer to people as gnats. Yeah, I think she's just talking about the, like, you know, the echo chamber that's surrounding the Glasgow witch. I understand. But as you can tell, like, she's an abrasive personality. I like that about her. She's like fiery and sassy, but in being fiery and sassy, she's going to come across rude in some situations, you know? Yeah. I used to be really reactive in my early 20s. Yeah. Like, I used to be really like reactive and would not think before doing. Yeah. I totally understand. I have it easier being a white man. I don't like it. Yeah. And that's the thing is, like, once you kind of realize it, it's like, oh yeah, okay. Like, you can kind of try to understand where the other side is coming from. Right. And at the very least, like, that's the best we can do, is just understand where everyone's coming from, you know, with their standing in the world. Right. It's fear of have something taken away, probably along with a fear of the void that can lie behind a lot of our ideas about how special we are, that justifies abuses and complacency. Yes, that's the thing that I keep saying too, with a lot of conspiracy theories and UFOs, like a lot of the stuff in the spiritual industry. Everyone wants to be special. They want to be like this unique little butterfly or whatever the heck. And it's like, we're not special though. Like, snap out of it. Okay. We're all on the same page here. We're all on the same level when it comes down to it. Stop trying to make yourself special, because that's what's also blinding you too. Right. But yeah, if someone feels that they're special, then they feel like it's okay when they treat someone like crap, or they do this or they do that. And it does cause a bit of blinders there too. Yeah. My college actually requires a race and diversity class for gen ed. I highly recommend folks take something similar if they're interested or able. My class covered a lot of this. Nice. Yeah. That's the thing. I think that a class like that would be really good to have, for sure. I mean, I think that should be in like high schools even too, because it took me to like adulthood to really get to this place. Like, I didn't understand why saying all lives matter was offensive during the Black Lives Matter movement. Now I understand it. But like back in the day, I remember going like, well, I don't understand. Why can't all lives matter? You know? And it's like, it took me a while to like really understand all this stuff. And I didn't understand it until I was like much older. I wasn't young when I figured this out. So, you know.
I don't understand how they come out with you're being racist to her.
I'm being racist to white people.
Right. I wanted to play this video for you guys. So because she pointed out the white privilege, and she's white, or at least passing white. She hasn't, I don't know that she said what her race is, but let's say that she's just white. So white person pointing out that someone is white and that they have white privilege, she's now being called a racist. So I wanted to actually play this one for you guys.
That's some crazy.
No, I'm really genuinely quite proud of that. No,
I mean,
I have to say, genuinely.
Oh shit! Yeah, I've been called reverse sexist.
Yeah, reverse racism.
Oh
reverse
shit!
racism.
Yeah.
No, it's a real. How
Yeah.
hard it is, though, for real. As I was washing up this afternoon, I was thinking about that is genuinely an achievement in 2026 to be called a reverse racist. Is fuck me. I didn't know that was possible. It's happened to me before, but at least 10, 15 years ago, before the internet and people's consciousness raised enough to understand what racism is, to be called a racist against white people is like, sorry, but I feel like I've achieved something. I'm proud of that, for real. It very much cheered me up.
I don't understand how they come.
It's a silly argument. Like, come on. It's just a reactive argument when you've hit someone's nerve because they don't want to admit that they have white privilege. Then they turn it around and say that you're being racist because you pointed out that they're white. Yeah, reverse racism doesn't exist. Exactly. Don't get me wrong. I love fiery assertion to self. Just really don't like the kind of radiant individualism we see a lot in these spaces. How it puts some people above others. Yeah, like I don't like the sitting on a high horse thing. I get that. I think that she made too many videos on this topic too. It kind of makes her sound like, I understand that people are going to use that against her because she made so many videos about this too, And sometimes when you're venting, sometimes it's good to just vent to your friends and not make a public video make a public video after you sleep on it for a couple days, so.
Darvo is one of the most disorienting manipulation tactics out there. And once you know what it is, you'll start seeing it everywhere. The term stands for deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. It's a psychological...
Yeah, and this is where people are like calling you a white person, pointing out another white person's white privilege, and then they call you a racist. Yeah. Yeah. Ascribes value, writes accordingly. It reeks of something vestigial of colonial projects and disproven ideas. Yeah.
I'm going to show you how I cut up my t-shirt. So I'm wearing one that's uncut.
Morning, it's Sunday morning. Georgie and I are in bed. So many people are contacting me, asking me, how am I protecting myself? How have I managed to turn all the energy that's being sent to me into more money? More money, more health, more beauty, more everything that's good. And there's a real answer to that, and that is transmutation spells. I have become pretty expert at protection and transmutation over these last couple of years because I was thrown into global notoriety, I think is the right word, about 2 years ago, and it made me...
I want to know what this thing is that happened to her 2 years ago. Let's see if we can find this. Kate Thomas, PhD. Kate Thomas, PhD. Controversy? Darvo, the primary tactic of the Orange Furor. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see. Oh, she had a high-profile relationship with Andrew Garfield alongside debates over her spiritual and business practices. Oh, really? Who the heck is this? I don't know who this is. I'm not British, though, so bear with me. Spider-Man? He's a Spider-Man? Looks like. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Wait, how old is he? Oh, he just looks really good for his age. Okay, never mind. Like, he looks really young. All right. So Thomas faced heavy online commentary regarding her appearance and profession. So she's dating an actor, and essentially she's a witch, and people didn't like that. Got it. Oh, what's this? Andrew Garfield's girlfriend, Kate Thomas, addresses the misogynistic reactions to their relationship. It's for saying no matter how accomplished or impactful a woman is, it's always going to be more interesting if they're in a relationship with a man. Yeah. Yeah, you're kind of defined by that sometimes. Yeah, I understand where... Oh, for God's sake, I don't know where my password is. I gotta fucking find it, all right? Stop yelling at me, Reddit. All right, allegations of seduction magic. Oh, so people thought that she put a spell on him to get him to date her? I could see people saying that. People are dumb. I could see that. Addressing misogyny. Thomas publicly criticized the vitriol, telling the Sunday Times that the intense gendered scrutiny that, regardless of a woman's academic professional achievements, public perception often reduces her value to simply being a man's partner. Yeah, because she's got like a PhD and stuff, right? So I guess that played a role in how people were criticizing her. Let's see. And it doesn't link to the article. Awesome. The breakup. Then the couple split up a year later with social commentary and subsequent posts hinting at differences in political viewpoints. I mean, if you're going to date a witch, man, like, you probably shouldn't be a conservative. Spiritual mentorship, operating under the moniker of a woo-woo intuitive advisor. You know what's funny? Just side topic for a minute. Andrew Garfield from BoJack Horseman. I don't know. Was he BoJack Horseman? Let's see. BoJack. Yeah, looks like that's him. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I just okay, side story. So I was like, yeah, I'm trying dating again. Fucking apps and dating is stupid. And I was trying to, so like, when I put down on my profile that I'm a content creator, I immediately get like openers like, oh, do you do OnlyFans? Oh, wait, shit, I'm not supposed to say that on YouTube. OF. And I'm like, no. So then, and I don't like to say YouTuber because I'm like, I don't want them looking at my channel, like, because I don't want them, like, what if they're a stalker or something, you know? But so I just kind of got like frustrated with the OF comments, because even I had it down as like video editor and I still got the OF comments, and then I had it down as like social media creator and I still got the OF comments. So like, I'm just writing down YouTuber at this point now for the profession. So like, I give up. So now like people are like asking me, what do I make videos on? And I'm like, I go vague, and I'm like, I essentially expose and critique grifters in like the woo-woo industry. And then now I got a guy the other day, he's like, oh, what's that? The adult film industry? And I'm like, you men are gross. Stop it. Anyway, there's like no winning. There is no winning with any of this shit. I swear to God. All right. All right. So she was a woo-woo intuitive advisor. Thomas charges high fees for master classes, private mentoring, and spiritual guidance. I mean, what's a high fee? Because she said $7. It doesn't really seem that high. Community and conduct backlash. Some online communities such as Reddit and TikTok raised questions about the legitimacy of her business models, customer service interactions. Okay, so that's saying customer service interactions and her assertive or aggressive responses to online critics. As we can see, she is very assertive and aggressive. So maybe her customer service sucks. That might be why. But it looks like her main controversy is dating that guy. So, yeah, that looks like what it is. What is her PhD in? What is her PhD in? Theology. Okay. Philosophy and mysticism. Makes sense. My mom has a philosophy degree too. All right. I've given up on dating. I mean, that's the thing. I gave up on dating. I haven't dated for like 3 years. And I'm like, I kind of want to like date again, I think. I don't know. So I went back to the apps and I'm just like, it's different. It is different than last time. One, all the men my age are like angry and divorced, and they look like they've been smoking 20 packs a day and sitting out in the sun or in a tanning bed 24 hours a day and drinking a bottle of Jack every day. Like, they look horrible. And then all that they do is bitch about their ex-wife and whine and complain. And I'm like, no, thank you. So I've gone like a little bit younger, which I normally don't date younger. And those men, like, I'm actually finding like actual solid men that have a good job and are like I usually am the one that ends up breaking it off with guys or not continuing with the date. But these younger men, there's a couple younger ones now, are like very accomplished, and there's more there's more women that are liking them, and I'm like one of many that they're trying out, and I've never kind of been in that position before, so it's kind of been weird. It's been a little bit weird. But yeah, and still on top of that, there are still some of the men that I've dated that are just dumbasses, and you know, it happens. So on a positive note, the off comments, an easy way to weed out the losers before you waste your time. Oh yeah, so on my dating profile, it's funny, I do this because it's easier than trying to vet them, because having a text talk with bunch of people and then talking on the phone and then meeting them just to find out that they're a racist, you know, extreme right winger, I got tired of it. So in my dating profile I have in there, I'm like, don't add me if you're Maple Mega. I am a liberal feminist woman who has had the COVID vaccine multiple times. That's in my profile. It honestly weeds them all out. So I told my therapist that, and she was laughing. She's like, oh my God, that's so funny. My therapist has to keep trying though. Like, she said she found her husband on that eHarmony or whatever. It's really expensive though. I don't know. Would honestly love to see more educational content from Kate. She literally has a doctorate in philosophy theology. It would be awesome to see more communication around those topics. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying she has like these classes and stuff that she sells, right? And it's just like, I mean, if we go up here even more, let's see. Let's see. Because I have heard about the app, you know, so, monthly magic collective. Let's see what this is. She does a reading. Okay. Magical ceremony calendar. Spiritual money. Decolonial witch's brew. Magic for activists. All right. Okay, so she does like workshops. Okay, so these are recorded over a number of years. How much does she charge? I think she said that this only is like $7 or something, right? Oh no, it's £50. Okay, that's monthly. Monthly pre-recorded workshop on different topics related to magical practice. PDF of journal prompts and affirmations. Vibrant WhatsApp community. Like, and that's saying, I mean, I wouldn't really say that this is, I know she wants to say that this is unique, but it's really not. Other people do this stuff. Okay, so $7 a month here for her magical ceremony calendar. Each month I create a unique ritual aligned with one of the biggest astrological events of the year, designed to empower your life in areas of love, money, and boundaries. That's a little bit more unique. So if the other lady's copying that, I could see her being offended by that. Like, it's a little bit more unique, but it's not like totally unique, just a little bit more unique, you know. Which is Decolonial Brew reading group. Read, rethink, resist. Okay, so this is probably what you'd be looking for. They read some books together and then do like a book club kind of thing. So that's on her Patreon. All right. And that's not bad, even. Monthly reading excerpts. There's the Decolonial Brew. There's Discord. There's a Discord too. So that's probably not bad to do a Patreon for something like that if you wanted to explore more of that. Magic for activists. And then she's got the app. And that's thing. So I know this lady we started with in the beginning, we're going to circle back to her because she has some feedback about the app. All right. So let's finish watching the rest of that YouTube video. Here. Okay. And I think that kind of covered it all, right? Yes. Okay. And yeah, like I'm not really buying this lady. It's like, eh. All right, let's finish watching this one. All right. Way back in chat room days, I met my sweet hubby. You never know. Yeah, I mean, that's saying, I remember meeting people. I mean, I was young, it was chat room days, but we would like, whatever, teenagers and meet up with strangers. Wasn't a smart idea. Wasn't a smart idea, but we did it. But yeah, like they weren't, whatever, they're dumb boys, but I feel like there was a lot of people in the early internet times that did actually meet like soulmates and stuff and got married and like went on to have great lives. Like a lot of people met in World of Warcraft. Wow. Like there's a lot of stories of that, but I feel like nowadays it's like not as good or as strong of relationships, and they tend to just not really work out. So, Kate is pretty, but sometimes she gets that Mr. Bean look. Yeah. I was going to say the same thing, Ken. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah. Like that's saying dating's hard. Dating sucks. I don't know. I was sharing some just in the group chat with some of the friends. I was taking screenshots of some of the profiles that are suggested to me, and then I was showing them some of the things that these guys have written, and I'm like, seriously, like, how do they expect that this is going to go? And I sent like some messages and stuff just like to my friends. I'm like, you know what? I could probably do like a TikTok series or something on this, and it would be funny as hell, because you should see the crap. I don't know if it's like this for everyone else, but my region is just like, oh my God, it's so bad. And it's like, we could totally like just roast a bunch of these profiles, but I would really only go after like the ones that I more comment on are like just the very misogynistic guys. Or I would love to show just like how many profiles in my region they're holding a dead fish. It's like 95% of them are holding a dead fish. I'm like, can you guys stop taking pictures with dead animals? Like, why would I find that attractive? I don't understand. And those guys, most of the time in their profile, will also say that their interest is sports. Like, okay, you're holding a dead fish and you're telling me that your only interest is sports. So, or it'll be like the gym or sports and the gym. I'm like, I'm not going to date you. I'm not going to click on you. Like fish, sports, gym, boring. No thanks. I met one of my best friends online back in the day. It's totally different meeting people online now. Yeah, I mean, like my best friend KK, if she's still in here, like we met online. And then Jilly and Danny, like we all met online. We met in the roleplay community, which I feel like is a little bit different of a community because there's a lot of high emotions and crazy stuff happen. It's like high school. So we kind of, whatever friendships you hang on to from the roleplay community, they're pretty strong. They're pretty strong. Like the dead fish bodes well. Yeah. So they're like Hicks and Letterkenny. They are, Douglas. Oh my God. I live in a Hicks area. Like it's a city, but this city was originally founded by Hicks, and just like it's Hickland. All right. Hickland. Yeah. I'm just like, I don't want to see a dead fish. I've even seen somewhere they have like a dead deer. I'm like, I don't want to see that. I'm looking for a date. I'm not looking to like murder animals. Like, what the hell are you doing? You know? And then the new thing is, and I shared a couple pics of this in the group chat. Men are growing out their mustache, but they're doing the curly cues. Like the CEO of the Bricks and Figs, or whatever the frick it's called, Brick and Minifigs, something like that. Minifigs and Bricks. If you guys heard that story, or like if you watch, 1,000 Ways to Die in the West or whatever, and they have the mustache with the like curly cues, it looks so weird. I'm like, I can't look at you and take that face seriously if you're going to do curly cues on your face. I just can't. I cannot deal with that. So I have like curly cue mustache, dead fish, sports, and gym. So many guys that their only interest is the gym. And in the description of their profile, it says, I go to work, I go to the gym, and I sleep. I'm like, you sound boring. Like, boring. It's just like, man. So like, I'm literally at this point where I put in my profile, Lebanese, please, because I don't know if you guys have ever dated Lebanese men. They're very unique. They're very charismatic. They're very charming. They're very fun to talk to, even if you don't work out as a date, whatever. They're a fun time. They're a fun night out. I will put on makeup to go out with a Lebanese man because they are very entertaining and they make the night very fun. So I recently added that to my profile because I'm like, just give me someone who's not boring. Like there's so many boring people out there. I avoid the cheap sunglass ones too. I don't think I'm to that level, although I do have like weird idiosyncrasies. Like I have very high standards of what I'm looking for, but I think it's because I was in like I was in an abusive relationship for like 15 years. So I think that my standards are kind of like, okay, I'm not going to go back into that again. So like if you hit any of these red flags, I'm out. And that's sort of where I'm at. Right. Men and dead animals are everywhere. Yeah. I'm having a similar experience and I'm half an hour from the city. Yeah. Like I am not that far from Toronto. So, and that's the thing is like, I never included Toronto in my dating before because I was taking care of my mom and stuff. And, I couldn't really like constantly go down to the city to see someone and have them come here when like my mom is sick and like whatever. Like I was like, no, I would just like date someone local, you know, cause then it's easier to kind of drive around and everything. So it's like, now I'm hitting up Toronto more and I'm getting like less dead fish at least. But yeah. It's like, yeah, too many rings, necklaces, not sure I can keep you the manner that you're accustomed to. For a woman, I mean, it's really not that hard. Honestly, it is not that hard to please a woman. Just do the little things. Honestly, like if you do the little things, women will love you. It's just the time, just do the little things. That's all you need to do. You know, you do the little things and your woman will stay with you forever. Like, I don't know, like make her cup of tea every night, you know, like, oh, she's out of some makeup product or something that she loves. Just go out and buy her a new one without her asking. Bring her home flowers every once in a while. Like you don't have to spend a ton of money. You don't have to do a lot of effort, just tiny things. That's all we ask for. I swear to God. Also clean up after yourself too. Like don't stick it all on her, you know? Less dead fish, or certainly the goal. Yeah, less dead fish is my goal. Exactly. Yeah, I'm just at the point where like dead fish, no, swipe. Sports, boring. Gym, boring. Oh, and then you got to make a rule too. If they have any topless photos, okay, I usually just say no. But there is a limit of one. So if the rest of their profile seems okay and they seem interesting and it's not like dead fish and boring sports and gym, if they have one topless photo, then I'll like, you know, add them back. But if they have 2 or more topless photos, it's a no. It's always a F boy who is just wanting to sleep around. Every time the topless photo, 2 or more, yeah, player. Yeah, if a guy's considerate and loyal and not a creep, he's lovable. Pretty much. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. The thoughtful little things are important. They really are. Like it's really not that hard to keep a woman happy. It's just do little things. Just do the little things. What about photos holding a fish? Like if they took a photo of them holding a photo of a fish, I would probably add them because that's funny. That one's funny. Yeah. Little things, it's all we ask for, literally. It really is. It's even on my profile. It's like one of the questions would be like, what can a guy do to make you happy? And I'm like, the little things. Like literally, that's it. It's just like, goddamn, just do the freaking little things, you know? I could overlook the fishing as long as they mastered laundry and cooking and do both. Well, it's just like around here, I just know because I've tried going on dates with these ones. And like, they don't have a personality. Anyone who's like a fisher around here, they don't have a personality. There's like fish. And then in the winter, they want to go ice fishing. And they're like, they want you to go snowmobiling. So I'm like, I don't do winter sports. Okay. I hate the winter. No, I don't do winter sports. You can go do it on your own, but I'm not coming with you. I don't know. The colored mirror sunglasses. I have somewhat of a ridiculous bias against them. That's so funny. I don't know that there's like something specific like that I have. I guess the curly mustache that grosses me out. Not really grosses me out. It makes them look like a little kid. That it infantilizes them or whatever. Like it turns them into a little kid in my eyes. I'm like, you look like a cartoon character. Like I can't. You're like Sunday morning cartoons. This is not at all attractive to me. So basically you need to find a Canadian guy that's not originally from Canada, I think. Yeah, that's pretty much what I date. Yeah, exactly. Pulling into the driveway after work and smelling dinner cooking. See why I said sweet hubby. Yeah, even like okay, like if I have like a herbal tea or something at bedtime, if you just like make me that tea every night, that'll be like huge. You know, it's like a big deal, you know? Let's go curling. Oh God, just kill me. No, I'd rather not. I'll go to a hockey game though. I'll go to a hockey game in person is more fun. Yeah. I went ice fishing with my dad one time. Never want to do it again. It's the worst. It's like friggin' torture. I don't understand why people are so into it. Like this is torture. It is torture. I think it's something weird when a 35-year-old guy has an 1820s big long mustache. Like, is he gonna sell me something? Snake oil? Yeah. Like he just it looks like he's a character in like some weird movie or cartoon. Like he looks so stupid. I don't know. The curly wax stash is so creepy. I can't. Yeah, they just look like what is that cartoon character? Oh my God, I can't think of which cartoon this is. Cartoon villain with curly mustache. I'm trying to remember this cartoon. It's this guy. Or is it this guy? Ooh, which one is it? Oh, there's a few of them. Okay, so here's the thing. This is a common trope, apparently. Which cartoon am I thinking of, though? The one I'm thinking of is like a very old cartoon. So, oh God, there's just so many of them, though. You know what I mean? Like, why do you want to look like a cartoon villain? It's just so weird looking, you know? Literally, they look like this. Like, I don't get it. Are there women out there that like this? Like, actually, are there? Because I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay, I'm thinking maybe it might be this guy. What cartoon is this one? Dudley Do, Right of the Mounties. Wait, what year was this? 1948. I don't remember a Mountie in what I'm thinking of. I thought that there was like some kind of animal. What the heck was it? I don't know. Dastardly Whiplash? Is that like the same thing? God. Okay. What's he from? What's the show? God, I don't remember the show. Oh my God. Okay, I'll end up ADHD fixating on this. I guess it's this Dudley Do Right thing. Arch enemy of Dudley Do Right. Rocky. No, it's this one. Rocky and Bullwinkle. That's what it is. The Rocky and Bullwinkle. It's this. Adventures of Rocky, Bullwinkle, and Friends. Villain mustache. Okay, it is Snidely. Okay, yeah, then it is that guy. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I was thinking of Rocky and Bullwinkle. So anyway, this is what I see when I see that mustache. And then the other thing I see is the song from A Million Ways to Die in the West. The mustache song, it goes through my head. And all I think about is this cartoon. And it's like, that's not attractive. I can't with the curly cues. I don't understand it. Now I have the Dudley Do Right theme in my head. Oh, sorry. Rocky and Bullwinkle. Yeah, okay, so someone got it. Yeah, that's what it was. With the wheezing, laughing dog as a companion. Yes, that's the one. Yeah. I had a guy in his work shirt with his name badge on it introduce himself to me, and I said, "Oh, Johnny," like with a question mark, and he's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's on your shirt." Yeah, it's funny. Favorite line from Rocky Bullwinkle is when Bullwinkle gets gassed with goof gas, but it has no effect. So he says, "No brain, no effect." Oh yeah, yeah. He has like a dog with him. Yeah. So anyway, this is what I imagine when I see the curlicues. I imagine that cartoon, and then the mustache song and the mustache like sing along scene. I think that it's copyright, so I can't play it for you guys, from A Million Ways to Die in the West. that Moustache song and the dance, and then I think of the cartoon guy like in the middle of it instead of what's his name? Doogie Howser or whatever the frick his name is. Was he Doogie Howser? Whatever. He's from the How I Met Your Mother or whatever. Oh my god, I can't remember his name right now. He's really funny. But anyway, I kind of think of that. That's what I think of. All right, let's watch the rest of her commentary on this. After we've looked at like kind of both the witches, we can, yeah, you should be able to put a link in there because you're a mod, Douglas. So after we looked at Thomas, I already forgot her first name. I'm horrible with names. I honestly am. I have name blindness. Kate Thomas. We looked at her stuff and what she had to say about everything, right? And then we looked at Glasgow Witch, who has not responded to any of the criticism, and I don't think she's going to. Like she seems like a very commercialized witch, so I don't think she's going to respond because that's the easier path to take when you don't care about how you're viewed ethically by other people, to be honest. So, is this something that's copyright? Let me see. Oh yeah, this is the song. Yeah, I can't play you guys the song, but it's funny. So yeah, this dancing scene and the song go through my head, and you guys can listen to it because Douglas threw it in there. So this goes through my head, and then like that cartoon character is what's his name? The blonde guy here. He runs the Moustache Emporium in this town. If you have not watched this movie, by the way, you need to watch this movie. It's so freaking funny, guys. 100% recommend. 10 out of 10. Very good movie. Very funny. Tons of dry humor. Yeah, there's the mustache guy. Anyway, this whole scene is so silly. I love it. Neil Patrick Harris. That's it. That's it. All right, let's finish watching this lady.
Platform. Kate stitched a part of an interview wherein Gio was suggesting that resting was an important part of the cycle of existence, and the interviewer suggested that a nice cup of tea might be good, which Gio nodded to. Gio seems to have been there to promote something, as the stitch shows her attempting to talk about popularity and how busy things have been recently, which I expect she thought would lead on to an opportunity to talk about her newly released app, Fal. Now, it might have done in the rest of the interview, but I didn't see the rest of the video, just the stitch. So, according to the blurb on the Gaia site, she also talks about the Celtic calendar and the Wheel of the Year, presumably as she launched a Witch's Wheel of the Year subscription earlier this year, which has now been folded into the Fal app, I think. And that stitch featured Kate Thomas getting extremely angry. She accuses Gio of appropriating witchcraft, which makes me twitch quite heavily because the accusation of...
Right. I couldn't find this video where she's saying that she appropriated witchcraft. I didn't see that because we watched the stitch and I didn't see her saying that it was appropriated. I like she was commenting on like white privilege and stuff, but I didn't see anything about appropriation unless I missed it, which I might have.
Appropriating witchcraft insinuates an ownership that has been stolen. You accuse someone of appropriation and you are basically accusing them of not being a real witch. And as I've said on many occasions, I believe the only thing you need in order to be a witch is to do magic. You can't steal that. Gio talks a lot about rooting in Scottish folklore and practice on her channel, and she is patently, obviously Scottish, so how is that appropriation? I mean, Scottish magic is not a closed practice, by the way, so feel free to seam your boots off should you want to. Now, Jo on that Glasgow Witch has built a really enviable following and achieved a huge amount of its success, and there's the rub. Jo has just released an app, that app we were talking about. It costs 10 quid a month and includes a lot of stuff. Now, I have a Patreon that has a £10 level. Am I jealous? No, because I actually believe that the world would be better with more learning from each other and collaborative work. I don't believe that there is a limit on magic, but Kate Thomas appears to have a very different point of view because she also has an app. It is called, I shit you not, Dr. Kate Thomas app. When you sign up for the app, Dr. Kate Thomas, you get free content. I checked it out, guided meditations, reading lists and community, although the community bit doesn't seem to have ever worked for me. Maybe it was me, I don't know. All of the teaching material is accessed by buying individual courses within that app. Now,
Okay, so like that is fair criticism, right? So number one, I could not find this video that she's talking about where Kate said that she appropriated. Unless is this woman misunderstanding her, saying that that the hedge witch lady stole her content? Like, is that what she's misunderstanding, or did this video disappear? Which might be that. It's probably that. It'd be great if she put a clip of this video in this video, because like ideally, if you're going to talk about this, I would love to see the video that you're mentioning, because it doesn't seem to exist, because I couldn't find it. Like I went looking for it too. But then on top of that too, it doesn't sound like this woman here watched all of the videos that Kate released that do go into the problems with Gaia TV, which is a whole like bigger story here and the bigger topic. And that's what we should be talking about, not really talking about she stole this or she stole that or whatever. We should be talking about Gaia TV, right? About the platform and the problems with it. But yeah, it's just like, I would love to see this video about the appropriation, right? Now with the app, that's interesting feedback. One, she said about that the community didn't work for her, but it sounds like that they were doing it on WhatsApp. So like maybe she was having trouble signing up for WhatsApp. I don't know what the feedback on that is, but the fact that you pay for the app for Kate Thomas and then you still have to buy courses, like that they're not all free and stuff, like that seems a little bit, I don't know. It's a little bit annoying to have to do that. If you're already paying for an app, shouldn't you get like courses and stuff for free? But again, I'm not in the app, so I don't know. Are the courses like really detailed or something? Like is there something that sets them apart? Then maybe it would make sense. Are they cheap? Are they like $5 or something? That's doable. If the app's like $5 or $7 a month, and then the courses, let's say, are like $5 for a course or something, that's not bad. But if we're talking like, if the app's $7 a month, because I mean, Kate kept saying $7. If the app was $7 a month, but then the courses inside of it were like 500 or 1,000 or something, that is shady. The path that's shady, right? But again, we don't have all this information. It'd be great if she put up screenshots of like how much the app, cost for her and showed an example of how much the courses were. That would have been great to see. But like a lot of this assumption, like we're making assumptions off of information that we don't have, like, and that's where with this story, that's why I was kind of like, I don't really know where I stand with this story, because like I just haven't seen enough proof on all sides to understand really what's going on, right? Because again, too, with Kate, I don't see that other witch. I really don't think she's copying her. I really don't understand the copying thing. And I do think that maybe there is a little bit of, even though I like Kate better, and I would rather listen to her talk about witchcraft than the other one, I do think Kate may also be jealous of the other lady's following and how quickly she's grown. I think that there is some jealousy in there, and she's letting the jealousy cloud the bigger topic, which is Gaia TV. Like Gaia TV is the issue here. And because she's talking about her, she's copying me, this, that, and because she's sounding like she's jealous, now people aren't talking about the Gaia TV thing, and they aren't holding the hedge witch, liable, responsible. Like they're not demanding a statement from her saying like, hey, did you know that you just went on a network that is white supremacists and Zionists? Like, are you aware of that? But like people aren't talking about it because Kate's sounding a little bit bitter because she keeps talking about the copying and everything. So I don't know, that's sort of like what I'm taking out of it. But let me know what you guys think about it too, because I'm kind of curious what everyone else takes from it. Because again, I don't watch all these people, so I don't know of all the other lead up videos to all this. I'm sure there's more context somewhere. So isn't there like a bazillion ways to practice different types of spell work, herbalism, divination, witchcraft? Yes. Yeah. Like that's the thing. Everyone has different ways. Like even the way that I practice, I kind of created my own. I just call it pagan, because I do some Norse, some Celtic, Druidic, and I really like Italian witchcraft. A lot of the old lore and mythos and practices have been preserved through very good word of mouth from the women, Italian women. And so there's a lot of really good history there that we can confirm. And so I like incorporating Italian witchcraft, because we do actually have pretty good record compared to like the Celtic and Druidic stuff. Is the record is a little bit lost to time because of the church, converting people. So, right, burying the plot. Yeah, like there's missing context, I think, on all angles of this.
Most of the courses are around 99 quid plus VAT. I did find...
Oh, right. Yeah. So sorry, I forgot. She did put a number on here. So $99 for a course. I would like to see, like, what do you get in the app for the monthly fee? And what are the courses like? Like, how detailed are they and what do they include? I would like to kind of see that to understand it a bit better. Now, she's going to talk about VAT here for a second. I don't agree with what she's about to say, and I will explain that in a minute.
The addition of VAT, very interesting. For non-UK people, VAT stands for value added tax, and it is applied to sales when the business involved makes over £90,000 a year. £90,000 a year.
Okay, it doesn't matter if you are making £90,000 a year. So I used to also create courses. It was tied to like my first successful YouTube channel, and it was tied. I was making I made courses. This is back when courses weren't like a scam. So there's different platforms that you can host your courses on, so that you don't have to build a website yourself, and it saves you a lot of time, effort, and headache, whatever. So you use this platform. At the time when I was doing it, I was using a platform called Teachable. So I use that platform. You can make it look like your website. People don't need to know that it's, a product that you're putting your own label on, right? You put it to your own link, you design it yourself and everything, but you're using their back end to serve up a course. Now, what essentially happens from there is that then Teachable, or the other one, there's like Thinkific, there's a bunch of them. They process your payments that come in. And they pay you as the course like creator and everything, as you're kind of like a freelancer in the financial side of this, right? So because they're processing your payments, they have to charge VAT, because it's using their merchant account. You don't have a merchant account. You're using the merchant account from the course system provider, right? So that is why VAT is being charged. So just in the future, like, don't assume that just because there's VAT being charged that person's making 90K a year. They're not necessarily, but it's the platform they're using. The platform is required to charge VAT because they're the merchant that's processing everything, and they're essentially paying you as a freelancer, right? So yeah. Yeah, it's my impression too, though I don't even get the impression that Kate seems jealous. I don't feel like Kate seems jealous. I can see why people say that she seems jealous, but I feel like she seems a little bit bitter that, or like, disappointed, angry that there are so many people in the world that can't see through the facade of the other witch. Because, I mean, let's be real, she seems very fake. And there's just so many people that just jump on board and jump on the band. It's cult personality, and then they come and attack Kate, but they don't even understand what they're attacking or what they're defending, because we get this with us too in the debunking and exposing and community that we're in. I'll like expose, debunk a psychic grifter, and I get in all their believers that freak out. Like recently, my worst one I ever got was the Bashar stuff. The Bashar like followers come in and attack me, and it's like, it's frustrating, and it's not because I'm jealous of Bashar's success. I don't care. I'm not in the same field. If I wanted to be a grifter, I could, because I know all the like techniques. But it's more like frustrating that this is humanity right now. So I feel like that is what she sounds frustrated about, or that's what she's frustrated about, but it's coming across as sounding jealous to the average person, because the average person always just assumes that people are jealous when they're upset. It's a very common thing, but we get that as our like main comment the majority of the time on our expose videos that we all do. So a lot like Square. Yeah. Like they're required to charge VAT because you don't have a merchant account. I don't have a merchant account. Like that's expensive. We don't have a merchant account. So we're using someone else's merchant account. And because that money is going through their bank, they have to charge VAT because they obviously make over $90,000 a year. So yeah. So that's why with the VAT thing, she's looking into this way too hard, not understanding how how courses work when you offer courses online. So
that gave me pause for thought, I'll be honest. But still, I gave up. I did try, but I gave up trying to list the various courses as they appear to have slightly different names in different parts of the Apple website, so I couldn't tell which one was which. But I'm confident in saying that if you want to access all of the information that she offers, it's going to cost you well over £1,000. And then there's also the rolling calendar subscription for £7 a month that you have to buy on top of that to get everything. So that is a lot of money. I mean,
yeah, I mean, this is fair criticism. Also, in the grand scheme of it, like this is how she makes her money too. $99 for a course isn't that bad as long as the course is like worth it. If the course is just her talking for an hour in like a webinar, a pre-recorded webinar, that's not worth $100. If the course actually has like worksheets and handouts and things involved in it, then that would be worth $100. So I think I'd like to see the quality of the course, because $100 isn't egregious. It's not bad. Like my courses that I used to offer back in the day, this was like, again, before courses were like a scam. I had like a group, like a Facebook group, and people could ask for help. They could ask for troubleshooting. I was available. Like I made myself available like one day a week or something as part of the course thing, where we could talk like, you know, in the Facebook group or a live chat or whatever it might be. And I helped them with something. But my thing had different modules. I gave them like homework to do to learn how to do it properly. And I gave them assets as well. This was a marketing thing. I gave them like assets to download, like pictures and graphics and different things like that they could use as well to save a bit of money, because I was helping small business owners. So anyway, like it was worth, I think I was charging like $200 for like my big one. And then I think I was charging like $99 for my like basic, like, general courses. My specialty was Facebook advertising, and so that one was my main specialty, and that one was a very detailed course, and that I charge I think like $200 for. So yeah, seems like that assumption that people must be jealous is rooted in the capitalist idea that we're all competition with each other to gain the most, which seems pretty cynical takeaway. It definitely does come from a capitalist ideals for sure. And that thing is like, we can all share, like we can all collab. We can say, hey, go check out this person, go check out that person. It's not going to take money out of your mouth, you know, to work with other people and to recommend other people. And, you know, I'm not saying this is the case here. I'm just talking in general. People need to like not be so scared that they're going to lose money just because they like, do like a shout out and recommend a channel to someone or recommend a person to someone. Because if the people that are spending money in your channel, they're also going to spend money on other people's channels too, you know, like same deal. And I just know that there's some people on YouTube even that like don't like mentioning other people and don't like ever shouting out people, because I think they're too freaked out that they're going to lose viewership and that they're going to lose money. And it's just like, you really don't, because people like having different opinions and stuff, and they like going to different people, and you know. So anyway, we need to like not be so scared of sharing the wealth, sharing each other, not like just trying to hoard everything. You know what I mean? From the main thrust of Kate Thomas' criticism of the Glasgow witch lending legitimacy to a far-right platform. Yeah, that's the main story here. And I think like this woman here didn't really catch that, because it sounds like she just watched that one stitch that we looked at, but she didn't look at the other reels before it. which started it all off with Gaia and the problem with Gaia. But I feel like Kate also lost the plot along the way too. You know, she started off with a strong argument about Gaia and the white supremacy, the Zionism, fascism. Like we all agreed that yeah, for sure. I totally agree with what you're saying. And then she just took it on a whole other level of like, you know, she's copying me. She's this, that. Like, it's like, I don't know. Her message got a little bit muddied with too many points that she was trying to make, right? So, and then that way, then when someone just comes across one of her videos, they don't understand all the other stuff that she said before, and they're just basing their criticism off the one video, like this woman here, just the one video that she saw, right? But also in the same breath too, Kate is also she has criticism of the other stuff that's not the fascism and all the other stuff. She's having criticism of the Glasgow witch based on little snippet of video that she saw. Like, we haven't watched the whole episode, like, unless we're going to pay Gaia for it, right? So it's the same on both sides, kind of, right? It's like there's a lot of missing context and information for this story, for sure.
Well done to her. People do seem to like her style, and she's obviously making bank there, so well done. Her house, certainly a lot more bougie than mine. She has a artisan crafted, hand-built kitchen. Mine came from B&Q. Hers has a lovely ancestor altar. Mine has a nightly invasion of slugs and a pile of jars that I really ought to put away. I think it's obvious that she has mastered her life in a much better way than I have, frankly. So why then, if she's so successful, is she so hyper-focused on being negative about another content creator? Now, I am privileged to have met a few different witchcraft.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So I went to find these videos before I finished watching her video, and I'm like, I don't think that she saw the Gaia TV thing, because I feel like if she saw the Gaia TV thing, then she would understand why she's being critical. But then Kate definitely lost the plot along the way. All right, it's just comments here. It's true though, you're just jealous can also serve to shut down criticism, which is a possibility here by the grumpy old crone here, whether that's the intention or not. Yeah, it does happen, and it is a way to shut down criticism, and it's often a way, like the excuse that people use when they don't have a rebuttal, or they can't see that there might be a nuance happening here, right? People could say that someone like Flint Dibble is jealous of Graham Hancock, and they did. People are going to Darvo in spaces with topics we care about and enter into good faith. Yeah. I think standing and a dedication to what we care while being flexible, assuming in personal attacks, perceived personal slights to the exclusion of the bigger pick sabotaging. Yeah, like, I think that's what it is. Kate got into a little bit of a personal attack or perceived personal slight. Like, she kind of focused on she's copying me thing, and we lost the plot in that. And we stopped talking about the Gaia TV thing, and we should probably like have talked about that more than the copying me thing, right? So too many, I think, criticisms or points that Kate was trying to make, and clearly the only one that stuck was this thing, to some people anyway.
Witchcraft content creators, try saying that after a gin. Witchcraft content creators, and I'm very happy to say that without exception, all the ones that I've met have been utterly lovely, even when I screamed at them in excitement. Sorry again, half witch. I am of the opinion that it's probably one of two things. One, jealousy about the success of another person. If it is this, then that's wild, because any witch working with intent and manifestation elements of practice should be able to tell you that jealousy about the success of another comes from a scarcity mindset. If they've got success, then I'm going to have less success. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Rejoice in the success of others and the slow, inexorable march of a magical mindset across the face of society. Believe in the rising tide that raises all boats. The additional benefit of this is that nice things happen in your head. You get happy, you make new friends, you learn new things, and you don't come over as a complete arsehole. The second option is clout chasing. Now, I really don't want to think it was this. I really, really don't, because if it is, then it speaks to putting down a fellow practitioner for the temporary and ephemeral.
Like, I don't think that she was clout chasing, but I think one of you mentioned it before that, like, is she rage baiting, or does she realize that you can build an audience off of drama, which you can in every niche, in every platform. We experience it in the debunking community. We've seen it where someone will their following kind of grows because of they were involved in a story, a drama story, but they want their channel to not be about drama, and then they lose people because people only tune in for the drama. So like Kate is also kind of doing that to herself too, because when she stops talking about the drama, then those people are going to kind of drop off, right? If it was clout chasing in that sense, I don't know if she did it deliberately, because it seemed like all the videos too that she uploaded about the situation were all done in like a 2-day period. It's just she kind of was a little bit manic and did multiple videos a day. Like all those videos that we watched was like 2 days. She did a lot of videos in 2 days, which comes across a little bit unhinged in my opinion. It's a little much. But she was venting, and I feel like she probably should have just vented to someone privately before making a video. But because of that, her message got split up into all these different videos, and then we kind of lost the whole point of the original message, which was the issues with Gaia TV. So I feel like if it was clout chasing or like drama chasing or drama farming, I don't think that Kate did it on purpose. I think that she got carried away with it. But I don't know. Let me know, what do you guys think? Because I do feel like that this is an interesting situation, because we're missing a lot of context, and it's kind of hard to, I don't think that there's any right or wrong other than the Gaia TV. You shouldn't be promoting Gaia TV. Like that's the wrong in this whole thing. Everything else is kind of like, yeah. Has Grumpy Old Crone seen the Gaia TV criticism by Kate? I don't think she has, because like I listened to what she had to say, and I'm like, I don't think that she saw the Gaia TV video, because I feel like if she did, then she would probably understand what the original, issue was. But definitely Kate's message got pretty watered down by the end, and I feel like she watched one of the videos in the middle, where she was just criticizing the other witch and not Gaia TV, right? So that's sort of like the problem too, when you kind of do reactionary, like in the moment you're angry, you make a video or you do a live stream. Never ever do that. Don't ever do that. Mistakes happen, misunderstandings happen, very messy, very messy. And I feel like that's kind of what Kate did, and now she's probably going to face like backlash because of it, right? So
Worldly gain. And that kind of hurts. The way that social media works, there is room for everyone at this virtual table. Nobody looks at my content and says, well, that's it, I'm never going to look at Mara Starling again. Because if you did, you'd be bonkers, because she's amazing. Mara Starling's amazing. Go sub her channel and read her books. You are allowed to like multiple different people and learn from multiple different people. In fact, that's the way to develop your own view. Learn lots of stuff and then work out which bits work for you. So, I don't know why Kate Thomas launched this attack, but honestly, it was a lot. Particularly when directed at a witchcraft creator who has made a USP, unique selling point, of as being as threatening as a basket full of warm puppies. Now, part of me would like, and I will be honest, when I started doing this is what I did. I would like to address and examine each accusation in turn. But that gets very long, and life's too short for that. So feel free to go to Instagram, watch the videos. I'll link them under here, Kate Thomas, PhD, and That Glasgow Witch, and decide for yourselves how you feel about it all. Now, I was very, very puzzled as to why Kate Thomas would pick somebody like Gio to target with vitriol. Their content is very different. The way they portray themselves and the kind of people they appeal to are all incredibly different. Kate Thomas is very upfront about her opinion of herself. She puts her PhD right there in her Instagram username, and her website is Dr. Kate Thomas. Her website makes some interesting claims about being in demand as a witch by multinational companies, etc., etc., none of which are specific enough to be either confirmed or refuted. By contrast, that Glasgow witch, Jo, frames herself in terms of things she loves and demonstrably does now. She's a hit.
I mean, to be honest, she's chosen a side here, so she's getting a little bit biased while trying to also say that she's not biased. She's getting biased here. To be fair, if Kate Thomas was dating a famous actor and she's known as a witch, yes, there would be companies reaching out to her, because even what's her name that was on Ghost Adventures, Patty Negri, she's known as the White Witch of Hollywood. And people contact her to get her to do spells and stuff for them. So that is probably true, but she's not going to say the company names, because the companies don't ever want people to know that they hired a witch, of course, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if that was true. The putting your PhD thing up, everyone with a PhD does this. And I understand it's very expensive and it took a lot of time to get your PhD and you're very proud of it. Everyone with a PhD does this, and it's super annoying, and the rest of the world thinks it's like kind of like, I don't know, what's the word? Like a little bit like stuck up. Like we all kind of like, okay, we get it. You have a PhD, you know, like people are kind of like, I'm over it, right? But everyone with a PhD kind of does this, so I don't know. And then the Glasgow witch, I understand that she's calm and she just talks about things that she loves. But then in the same breath, it's like, do you have a passion though? Like, I don't know. I feel like everyone should have something that they're passionate about that isn't just like a happy-go-lucky thing. Like there should be like, are you passionate about a cause that you want to fight? Like, but I feel like the Glasgow witch must have something, because if Tizzy is following her and the Gentry's following her, there must be something that there's something political that she did cover. I just didn't go through all of her videos because she talks too slow. It's just not for me. It's not for me. Okay. So Ken, you're saying, Kate got triggered and worked up, completely losing focus of the problem, the original problem. Yeah. That's, she got a little carried away. Oh yeah, and then another Dafty, you said the same thing. I think Kate got carried away with the negative noticing and lost focus on the legit criticism. Yes, exactly. Yeah. I love the Grumpy Crone. Yeah, this lady, she's good. I like her. She's entertaining. Right. So she's suggesting there that she's seen the videos. And that's the thing, it's like, she's like, I'd love to go through each criticism point by point, but it's like, I don't know how anyone could view Gaia TV and not see the problem, the problem with it, once it's pointed out to you, other than people that are full-on conspiracy theorists, the people that full-on believe all the conspiracy theories, because those people, they refuse to see the white supremacy and the racism behind conspiracy theories. It's a known issue. It's about their belief structure and stuff. So like that is the only instance where I can see somebody trying to make excuses for Gaia TV. But I feel like this woman seems like pretty what's the word, like, I don't know, she seems like pretty realistic and stuff. Like she talks like pretty bluntly and everything. So like, I don't feel like she's a conspiracy theorist, but you never know. You never know, I guess. I feel like she just didn't see that video. I don't think that she saw the videos from before the one that she saw. I think she watched all the ones after, maybe. Yeah. Penny Negri is incredible. She's not good. She's just an actor. She is a white witch. Like, obviously she has that, but she's not a psychic medium. She is an actress, but that's the thing. Like, my point with her is just like, once Hollywood knows of someone who's like a witch or a medium or something, Hollywood and like corporations and stuff, they'll reach out to the famous ones to get help with something. You have to sign an NDA and you cannot say the company that you worked for, because the companies don't want people to know that they're using witches and psychics, you know? So, yeah. A bit weird to say Kate is bringing someone else down, then say she shouldn't say she has an accomplishment. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Yeah, it's kind of like a double-edged sword there. Yeah. Boy, that Patty channeling Michael Jackson episode was creepy AF. It was so bad. Oh my God. Like, she's such a bad actor, but the thing is, like, she's kind of campy because she's, like, so bad at acting, you know? But I don't usually really have too much of a problem with her, other than she supports April Bussett, who runs a course on how to become a psychic detective. And I don't think that anyone should be getting involved in true crime, active true crime cases. It's sick, it's gross, and it hurts people and families. So, yuck. Oh, also, we met our goal. Did anyone have a choice for a topic for next week for stream? Let me know. Even the Michael Jackson impersonator seemed off put by her. Yeah, she's like a theater kid, like totally. She like overacts all the time. And to be fair, like she was sharing screen time with Zach Bagans, and Zach Bagans also does that. So if she wanted attention, she would have to overact over Zach, and then Zach would have to overact over her to get the attention back on him. And it's a cyclical thing for sure. Okay, we're going to finish watching because just to hear is where she stops talking about it. So,
Witch. She's a storyteller. She's a tea drinker. She doesn't address a spiritual lineage or even give us her last name. And honestly, that's fine. I tend not to give people my last name either. Not a big secret, I'll tell you if you really want, but I prefer to be defined by my first name and what I do with my life. There are no claims on Joe's site to be confirmed or refuted. Now, I do think that Kate Thomas's point about now being the time for rebellion is pointed and true. I will, however, say that demanding rebellion from the safety of one's own home with no coverage of your own activism feels a little dishonest. It's fine to talk about.
Okay, sorry, just back that up for a minute. Hold on, wait. She mentioned...
Well, no, I will have site to be confirmed I do with my life. There are no claims on Joe's site to be confirmed or refuted.
Okay, so on the Hedge Witch, on her website, there's no claims to be confirmed or refuted because she doesn't really have anything. Like, she doesn't really have depth to her character, and she doesn't really have anything on her website other than, like, clean girl aesthetic witchcraft, you know? Yeah, I don't get the impression Grumpy Old Crone is a conspiracy theory person. I don't think that she is, no. I feel like she's not been thorough in her research for this video. I feel like that's all it is that I think that she saw, because the original one where she talked about, where Kate talked about Gaia, that was like, so the Stitch one, there was like 6 videos in between. And I feel like maybe she saw the Stitch and then went forward in time, but didn't go back in time. And that's where, like, because I was like, okay, I'm going to go back in time as far back as I believe it started. Even though I saw some videos from earlier where she was kind of like saying some stuff about something about the Hedge Witch. Oh, God, maybe I should have saved them because I wonder if that would be valid with anything. God, I have to try to find them. We can take a look after. But okay, so there's no claims to confirm or refute on the Hedge Witch's site because the Hedge Witch just has no depth to her personality or her story. That's why, right? Kate has a story. The Hedge Witch doesn't really, like, she talks about her mom and she's Scottish. It's kind of like not really much of a story. Next point.
I do think that Kate Thomas's point about now being the time for rebellion is pointed and true. I will, however, say that demanding rebellion from the safety of one's own home with no coverage of your own activism feels a little dishonest. It's
so that this thing, oh God, I know
fine to talk about
screen. Horrible. So that is an issue, right? It's one thing, like, it's pretty easy to tell everyone that they should be out there protesting and rebelling and doing all these things when you're behind your keyboard and everything like that. Like, you know, if she's actually doing these things, she should be sharing them on social media and, like, talking about them and, like, saying, I'm going to this rally tomorrow, like, things like that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, because I mean, I used to do a bunch of protests and things back in the day, and I mean, I was also doing some protests, showing up with, like, the anonymous groups, right, wearing the Guy Fawkes mask. But I was also, like, heavily into politics and a lot of different causes. And I would still go to a protest nowadays, but my issue now is that because I have fibromyalgia, I like can't stand for very long. I have to keep moving. And a lot of these protests, like, it's just tough. It's tough to do a whole day because a lot of them happen in like Toronto or Ottawa. So like you have to travel and then I have to like stand and then like kind of stay standing the whole day and stuff. And like most time if I keep walking, it's okay. But there's a limit to that for me too with the fibro, right? If it's summertime, it's not so bad. But if it's like winter, I can't. And if it's like rainy season, like spring or fall raining, I will not be able to. I'll maybe get an hour outside before my body like totally locks up on me, right? So it's kind of like I just struggle to go to protests now because of physical limitations, but I used to before. But I feel like if there's one, and in Canada, we're not really facing anything yet to go protest about. However, the Prime Minister here recently announced that they want to put AI data centers in Canada. I will go to that protest if I can. I'm going to try to go to any protests about that. The issue is that the best protests for that are going to be in Ottawa, and that's just like way too far. So I have to do like a Toronto protest because that's something that's really big, and I would like to go protest that. But yeah, it's like, but then also there's stuff that I do and I don't show it to everyone here on YouTube. Like I don't show like if I donate to an animal charity or if I'm like volunteering my time to a charity, like I don't really talk about that or show that either. But I guess I'm not like demanding that people do action either. So she has a point here. She has a point, you know. That litho in the back corner is interesting. Which one? This one? That one? Yeah, she's got some cool stuff back here. I think Glasgow Witch also has a story that she started the channel to share her skills with her daughter. I thought that seemed a bit of a wanky story just to market the channel. I don't know. Well, yeah, and she was talking about her mom and like whatever practices passed down. People fall for that. They love that. They love that stuff. So it's kind of like, I feel like she's just sort of cookie cutter witch, cookie cutter, clean girl aesthetic, Martha Stewart witch. So she doesn't really have any depth to her character. So there really isn't anything to fact check. Whereas like, I feel like the other one though, also dating that famous guy and the stuff that she went through, that also might be why she's a bit more of an aggressive person as well. She seems also like more of a feminist, more like hardcore feminist and stuff too. But yeah. Kind of in the middle on some of these points.
Doing the work, but that work has to actually support the victims of oppression and marginalisation. Donate money, walk in protest marches, welcome people into your community, make space for people who are very different to you. And yes!
Yeah, like even I put up fundraisers on a bunch of my videos when I can. I try to feature victims when I can in videos. Also, I'm like anytime there's like a viewer or content creator or whatever that faces sexual harassment or issues in the different communities, I've always been the person that they kind of come talk to. And I'm like, do you want me to fix it? Do you want me to call them out? Do you want to just vent to me? Do you want me to just keep the secret? I kept a lot of secrets. But I try to be there sort of as a victim advocate or just even just victim support. Cause you know, I went through SA as well and stuff. And I try to be there for people. That is something I try to do too. And I think that's really important, especially in online spaces, cause people can be like cyberbullied really easily too. So yeah, like, I mean, there's more stuff that she could probably be doing for that. She could even make a video. She could make videos on how to like Kellyanne Maddox does it. She does videos on how to do witchcraft for the good of society dealing with politics. Like she talks about this in a couple of videos about doing spells to make change in the world, right? And that's using your craft to try to encourage the energies of the world to change and to manifest into something good. And even like, does that Kate Thomas lady, does she do any videos like that? She's got so many, so it's hard for me to go through them all. But I'll drop a link in your Discord regarding the AI data centers. Very interesting, but also funny. Yeah. Let me know. I know I've been working on a video about this for a bit, and I just keep getting delayed on it. All right, let's see what else she has to say here. Hold on.
Call out terrible things when you see them, but don't make that the only thing that you do if you want to wear that mantle. Creating a better world has a lot of different faces to it, and much of it involves creating rather than just dismantling. Never forget that society is made up of people, and people who are suffering need support and hope rather than just anger. Anger dismantles, compassion rebuilds. We need both. So basically, I think it's okay to watch the soft-spoken Scottish lady and find beauty in her words. I also think it's okay to watch the angry white English woman and find truth in her words. And up until today, well, I was happy to keep both types of content on my feed and just watch whatever came up. I enjoy all viewpoints on witchcraft, even if I don't always agree with them. But after all the weird anger of her previous posts, when I checked into Kate Thomas's feed earlier today, I found a whole series of stories in which supportive people had asked her to clarify her position regarding what she would like in terms of people supporting her. And man, was she angry about people asking questions that she thought were unworthy. She was, well, what can I say? She was more angry than me if I was faced with a polyester cloaked Christian selling resin runes from Temu. She said, and I quote, that her work was not for you. That if you liked, and I'm probably badly paraphrasing here, so please forgive me, that pale-skinned, softly-spoken white woman, then Kate's work was not for you. She didn't want your attention.
I understand her point she's making here, but I do think that she should show examples of this, because from what we saw, someone was kind of like more sticking up for the Glasgow witch and not listening to what Kate was saying. You know what I mean? Like they weren't processing it properly. So I would like to see examples, because it does sound like some content is maybe not there anymore that was there. So this is why it's also important to put like some clips and pictures and stuff when you are going to do some videos like this, right? Just so that everyone has the full context, because videos go missing all the time. Yeah. Kellyanne Maddox seems great. Yeah, I really enjoy her stuff. She has changed my mind on a lot of views. I used to be like more like, I don't know, closed off or against certain things in witchcraft, and she kind of like has opened my eyes to be more accepting of different kinds of witches and stuff. So I do recommend her. Like she really does make you think. She's very good at that.
Go away! And besides, here's an obfuscated breakdown of how much money these angry videos had made her. Ha! Yes, she actually shared a picture of her earnings with the numbers obscured, but the percentage increase in turnover highlighted since she put up those angry videos. And wow, that is a poor look. I think that is a very...
I'm wondering, did she have these on her story? Because they go away in like 24 hours, right? That's why I always try to grab screenshots of people's stories, or I do a video whenever there's something that's I'm kind of like, this might come back later. As I've done that for like Selena, Spooky, Boo, and some other people. But it's not great to show your stats and that you're making money off of rage farming. Yeah, I mean, it's not a great look. Not a great look, no.
Poor look, because is that what this breaks down to? Money? I don't need your attention because I've got your money. Being angry with someone who is presenting themselves in a way I don't like has made me money, so there. And honestly, I don't really know where to put that. Now, I'd be a ginormous hypocrite if I said that nobody should ever charge for anything and everything should be free, because I am now starting to make a living from doing this stuff myself. Rest assured, I'm not making £90,000 a year. I also understand that all of us witches, however, all of us today are standing on the shoulders of those who came before us. We come into this practice owing in debt to the land, the spirits and the people around us. We should work on paying that debt back and forward wherever we can, whilst also making sure that we can pay our own bills and put food on our table. We are an intrinsic part of the wheel of life, along with everything else in this wonderful world of ours. Our worth is not measured in how much money we can make out of the misery of others, and the path of the pagan and the witch has been suppressed and demonised for so long that I find it almost intolerable to see pagans and witches attempting to suppress and demonize each other. There are enough arseholes
Like, I understand her point. However, and this thing, if Kate stayed on topic, the original thing was you just accepted blood money from white supremacists and Zionists to go on Gaia TV. Like, that is valid criticism, and that only hurts witchcraft and hurts the, really the goal of everything. But she lost the message along the way. I think that's sort of like the problem. Okay, so we know that grumpy old crone is missing some context here, or hopefully not ignoring it. Now, I've seen Kate Thomas videos you're showing here, and that's much clearer. Yeah, and I think that we're missing some context because it sounds like there were some things on her stories that disappeared after 24 hours because, Instagram disappears. I feel like we're missing some context that she witnessed that didn't make Kate look very good. It sounds like there were some things. And I would have loved, honestly, I would have loved if she took some screenshots, took some of the video, like put this in her video. It would have been like more effective at me trying to understand what she witnessed, because I went to look and I feel like the stuff is not all there. Like there's some stuff missing that she's referencing that we know isn't there. So it would have been great if she put that in her video. Honestly, I would have appreciated that. And then we could have compared it, right? It seems likely that Kate Thomas was saying she doesn't want anything to do with supporters of a witch who went on Gaia TV. Yeah, like that was the original kind of thing, right? Like that was her original argument. And then things kind of snowballed after that into all these different other things. And I understand, because I mean, everything is intertwined, and it just sort of happened naturally that the spider web of topic came up, because it is intertwined when you're looking at Gaia TV and you're looking at, white supremacy and like a history of racism and stuff and all that and everything. I think part of the problem too is the short form video content. If you put something up earlier, people aren't necessarily going to have watched it. They'll have watched whatever video came across their feed, but they don't have the other missing context, right? That's the problem with short form content. The second issue too is that she was making those videos over a 2-day period, and she was just like, it was like she was just venting live, kind of, you know what I mean? Like she was just like letting everything out, and that probably wasn't the best idea. It would have probably been better to sort of sit down with your thoughts a little bit, make some even talking points, and created maybe a couple videos with like a measured response or like a measured statement, and say like, hey, this is part 1 of this many parts, because it then tells people to go back and find the first part, right? I feel like that would have helped, because I think that some people didn't see the original argument, which was about Gaia TV, right? Which we all agree, yeah, like she had a good point there. But then she lost some of her points along the way too, so, yeah.
Out there attempting to drag us down. So why the hell are we doing their work for them? And doing it for money? Isn't that, well, kind of a witch hunt? Isn't that exactly what Matthew Hopkins did? Swaggered into town, set himself up as an authority, found a likely subject, pointed a finger, and made money.
Like, I understand where she's gotten at, and this is where I don't think that she saw the Gaia TV part, or like didn't understand it or something, because like that is worth calling out someone for. Especially when the hedge witch lady presents herself as like this kind, quiet, soft-spoken, loving witch who then is supporting white supremacy and Zionism. It's just like the trad wife content creators, it's the same thing. Like they're, in the end, what they're supporting is women losing their autonomy, women losing the right to decide if they want to have a child or not, women losing the right to vote. Like that's what these trad wife creators are supporting, right? So I understand, like, that's why Kate got so mad originally. Yeah, this way, like, this is a unique, like, story and situation. That's why I thought, let's talk about it on a stream, because I feel like there's like a bit of discussion we can have on it. Also, because I think we're all missing some context. All right, Ken. Yeah, we're almost done. But yeah, go have some sleep. Yeah, you gotta do some critical thinking tomorrow. Yeah. Comparing her to Matthew Hopkins. don't we have like a user that pops in here that's like Matthew Hopkins was a prick? That's his like username. I swear we do.
The worst bit of it is, just like some of the more famous witch hunts, that it forces people to take sides. I mean, how can you not? You only have to look at the comments on the reels to see people tooling up for a white hat, black hat battle.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The people that are commenting on Kate's reels who are on her side, it's because they saw the Gaia TV, the original argument, right? So like that's sort of the problem. I think that's getting lost. I don't think that she caught it because I don't think that she would be. I don't think she'd be getting this angry if she understood the Gaia thing at the beginning, you know?
By doing that, it is managing to negate the very good points made by both sides. Jo seems, the last I looked, to have stayed quiet on the subject, but other people are taking issue on her behalf. It's difficult to argue with the silence, although a mother of a teenager might disagree, but I also do think that actually Kate Thomas has some points that bear looking at, and by going to war like this, she invites anyone who likes the opponent to completely disregard her own viewpoint. That's an own goal, if ever I saw one. I feel like I, as someone who has followed both, have been forced into a situation where I need to circle my personal witchy wagons against other creators, and I hate that. Life is short. Mental health is...
Yeah, but you know, if you're supporting someone who's supporting white supremacy Zionism, like where I would stand is I would demand that the bog witch or whatever, I keep forgetting, I would demand that she make a statement on this. Was she aware that Gaia TV is like very white supremacist focused? Is she aware that Gaia TV platforms Zionists? Like, are you aware of that? What is your statement on that, right? And until she makes a statement, does she really deserve your view? Like, do you want to give your time, and when you view her, you're giving her money? Do you really want to do that to someone that's supporting this stuff? Because I do think that that's a fair argument, right? Staying silent is a tactic, and it does work most of the time. But the people who feel strongly about one part of this argument, they're going to switch over to Kate because she's staying silent. However, she has so many followers, she won't care. Staying silent is the right path for her. It's a PR move. Yeah. Matthew Hopkins was a witch finder, Southeast England in the early modern era. Yeah, I think his name is Matthew Hopkins was a prick. I didn't even realize that. Yeah. If Grumpy Old Crone is acknowledging that Kate has some valid points, why not highlight what they are rather than saying she blew it with the delivery? Yeah, I mean, that's saying. I like Grumpy Old Crone, and you know, her like YouTube channel is pretty like I think she's pretty much like kind of. I mean, she's smaller, right? So like, I think she just needs to kind of get a feel for. Let's see, hold on. How old was her video? 2 years ago? Yeah, so I think that if she's going to do... Because I don't think that she really does any videos where she critiques other people. I think maybe that's sort of the issue, right? If you're going to create, or if you're going to do videos, or you're going to comment on something where you're critiquing someone else, you got to show some receipts. You know, like you got to come showing some receipts. You can just vent into the wind. I mean, that's fine too. People will still watch it, but a lot of people will ask you for receipts of things, or a lot of people may not listen to you if you don't show the receipts. Like that's sort of what happens when you're kind of critiquing. But see, like, she doesn't normally critique anyone, right? So like, she does. So this one's pretty good. Satanic pop concerts. It's more just like witchy stuff that she kind of talks about. Some history stuff. Crystal cleansing. Just sort of like doing the actual witchcraft. But she doesn't really seem to do other videos where she critiques people. And I think that that's a skill you have to learn, you know? So, okay, so this might be one here, but it's a skill that you have to learn with making these videos. And I understand she wants to be in a positive bubble, and I totally get that. That's fine. That's her prerogative. Matthew Hopkins was indeed a prick. Yeah. It's just, if you're going to make videos critiquing other people, you really want to show receipts and reference what you're talking about so that people can understand your point that you're making. I do think that even without us being able to find some of these things she's talking about, we can still agree with some of the points that the grumpy old crone is making here. I still think that some of her points are really good, right? But yeah, it sort of takes like time to learn how to properly present videos like that. Like, even if you go look at my really old videos, like I do present things differently now, and I even edit things a lot differently now than I did before, right? And my videos have only improved over time, but my videos are mainly critiquing people or exposing, calling out grifters and stuff. So, and I learned a lot about, like, you know, showing receipts and what you're able to show and this and that. Well, number one, I do watch a lot of drama YouTube, and I have for years. So there's that. But number two, you know, I watch people like Beardo or, you know, Kenny or like Stevie, like, you know, you kind of see how they present their receipts, and then you're like, okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, I should show this. And yeah, receipts are a big deal, but I understand because she's not really in the community that we're in, where we need to show receipts. She's in a community that's more about like teaching old lore and history and stuff. You don't really have to show receipts as a witch to learn how to be a witch, you know. But yeah,
vanishingly difficult to maintain. It's okay to have a lie down and a cup of tea as long as we get back up and start fighting again afterwards. Okay? Right? Well, that's where I stand anyway. Sorry. That rant was way longer than I intended. I have girded my loins for fights breaking out in the comments section. Play nice, please. Well, nice-ish. And remember that it's okay to disagree with each other, and that nobody has ever changed anyone's mind in a YouTube comment, or indeed ever will. You cannot win an argument in a comment section. All that happens is that one person gets bored and stops arguing. That is not winning. That is boredom. They are not the same thing.
And I really actually like that when she said this. I was like, damn, I need to like clip that and quote it or something and throw that on my videos and be like, because it's so true. Because I see some of my friends even arguing with people in the comments, and they just eventually give up because they're bored of the conversation. Like, you will never win in a comment section. Anyway, I really like that she said that. I thought that was really well done. So that's the end of that one there. But yeah, I just feel like the message may have been lost a little bit on the Gaia TV thing. And that's why, too, if we saw the receipts that she's basing her opinion off of, we might be able to understand a little bit better that, oh, well, you're missing some context here. You know, her original argument was the main thing that started it all off, which is the Gaia TV stuff. So, but yeah, so this is what I want to present today. And just wanted your guys' thoughts on it and to see what you thought. And also, if you guys have any topics that you want to cover in a future live, because that was the goal I set for, if we made the goal that you guys could pick out a topic, let me know what you guys are thinking that you would like to see. And I do have a video coming out on Gaia TV. I'm not getting into like the nitty gritty about you know, white supremacy and conspiracy theories. I think I mentioned it briefly, but like I talk about it in so many of my videos. It's like, okay, I didn't want to like get too far into it. The video, I talked about the founder a little bit. Then I come across that they're selling supplements, and I do spend a lot of time on that. I find that stuff interesting. I know a lot about the field to talk about it. I don't know if YouTube's going to ding me for it. This will be our test video for that. But when you guys watch it, let me know what you think. If it's super boring and you don't want to hear about supplements, let me know. Or like maybe if there's some way I can like make it more exciting, I'll try to figure it out. If it's something that really interests you and you want to explore it more, I would like to do some more videos on it. There's someone I'm trying to do an interview for where he was dealing with a situation and there was like a cult involved, and they were like ingesting this thing that was supposed to cure everything, but it didn't. And like, anyway, so I'm trying to get an interview with this guy because it falls into like cults, spiritualism, and supplements. So, and they do often go hand in hand, to be honest. So, yeah. So take a look for the Gaia video. So talk about supplements, and then talk about like the feedback people give about it being cult-like, which it is cultic milieu, to be honest, and a bit of cult personality here and there. So I talk about that feedback from people, and then I talk about the founder, and there's a bunch of stuff I found about the founder, but it's very dry, kind of. I mean, I don't know, I find it a little bit interesting, but I think that it's too long of a section and it's too dry, so I'll probably cut that a lot. But I'm gonna leave the supplement stuff in, a fair amount of it. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, because I would like to talk about supplements more. I think too, even with supplements, it is a bit of a dry topic, because I go through and actually like read all the details, and then I'm looking at the scientific studies and stuff that they did. And I think it might even just be, I need to figure out how to present this information and make it entertaining, because it is dry information. So we'll see. This will be my first pass in trying to present information on supplements and scientific studies, because I have a huge video on scientific studies coming, and the only reason it's been so delayed is because I can't figure out how to really present this data without it being boring. I find it interesting, but I understand majority of people are going to be bored. So like, I need to find some way to like make it fun for the viewer. I don't know. I have to sit down and figure it out. This will be a good video I can test on. So yeah. Anyway, that's my long rant. But yeah, leave any comments below, or if you guys think of something after, feel free to throw it in the comments after with the VOD, if any are watching and there's something else you want to add after. As well, you can reach out to me too at any time. And yeah, definitely, I mean, go check out these people, you know, go check out Kate, go check out the Glasgow Witch, and check out the Grumpy Old Crone. I like Grumpy Old Crone, personally, my personal opinion, I like Grumpy Old Crone, and I like Kate. I don't like this lady. There's something about her that just seems very fake, and I don't know. There's something just off. This is too curated. It's very weird for a witch. This just is giving like TikTok influencer vibes to me. I don't know. I'm not a fan. And also she talks too slow and I lose interest. So, but yeah, anyway. You guys can decide what you're doing. I did follow her because I just wanted to kind of see what other people are viewing, because I didn't realize there's this whole other witch community on Instagram. So, and if I come across Kellyanne Maddox's video about the situation or reel or whatever it is, then I will also try to link it as well below. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. We have been here for a while, so thank you guys for sticking with me. Those of you that lasted through the night. I know it's a weekday, so we went pretty late for a weekday, but we'll see what day I pick next week to do a stream on. But yes, thank you guys for stopping in. I appreciate it, and I hope that you guys have good dreams and sleep and all that tonight, and enjoy. All right?